What's up? What's up? Good to see everyone. Got Drippy Chicken Boy. What's up, dude? WC, my man. Good to see ya. Magnus is even in here. What's up, man? Any luck with your phone? I'm assuming you got your phone, got your new phone fixed and everything. So, drinking A&W today. Definitely sponsored by them, by the way. They definitely sponsored this. Yes, of course, yes. Excellent, excellent. So, as you guys saw on the Discord, I did post some of my stuff that I've worked on before. Some like close-ups, if you will, of some of my Chaos Space Marines. That's not all of them, by the way. That's just a few of them. Like this guy, just absolutely love him. There's a couple things I wanted to do before I like posted them. I guess it's just me. I'm like a nerd like that, but I'll have to hop off in 20 minutes or so. Okay, that's fine, brother. Maddie said sponsored by me. Indeed, the Maddie Magoncia Foundation, yes. And then just working on a little head right here, so a little face. Kind of hard to see that, but yeah, working on him. He's got some glow going on with the glow tube, so I did that on purpose. This is the head for the Havoc Ascending Champion. So he's an up-and-coming Havoc champion. He's basically like a squad leader, you know what I mean? Like a veteran sergeant, if you will, but in Chaos, they call him like, aspiring champion or whatever. But they're very, I mean, I know the Imperial also have their own champions as well, which is also really cool. So, but that's just the bad guy version. And then I got a bunch of Krieg I'm painting. So that's like going to be the next focus. I just want to try to like work on this face a little bit, get him a little bit closer to being done. And I will tell you, this is the first time I've ever done an unhelmeted face and head. So this is the first time I've ever done this. So I've done little like guardsman faces, like, but they have their helmet on. So I think I did a pretty good job. I think the less work you do on it, sometimes the better. Trying to get in there and like doing all the little stuff as much as it is good to do, it's also really hard to do too. And especially if you're like an intermediate to a new painter, yeah, WC says, yeah, faces are hard. Yeah, 100%. Jesse Munoz, hey, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. We got 7 people in here. Thanks for joining. Yeah, faces are very difficult, and there are people that do it on a very detailed level. Like you could see them like having like a microscope. I do have magnifiers, so I do use these when I'm painting faces. These are a little dusty and stuff. You can tell how much I use them. But they do come in handy when you're painting little stuff like this and you want to get your hand strokes just right. And brush control is paramount when painting faces. So what I started with, just as a base, it was all primed black, by the way. Rakarth Flesh. So Rakarth Flesh is just a good general, it looks kind of clay-like, if you will, kind of clay. And here we go. WC said faces really benefit from edge highlighting, funnily enough. Oh, that's interesting. I will try that. I have used a little bit of pink actually on faces, just a little bit, and it actually does help as well because I've done that with flesh tones. So I have done flesh tones, and I have it pretty well down to where I'm like, okay, it looks good, but we're talking like a body, not the face. The face is a little bit more challenging. So this is my first attempt at one, and I think this is a really good first attempt because I've been painting for a while, easily over a year now, about a year now with minis, and I've really been stepping up my skills and my progress. And I finally feel confident enough to try this because I'm going to have to do it eventually anyway. You know what I mean? All right, back to the comments. Ace of Spades 18 says, hi. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That is my goal. Please help me with that. Ace of Spades says, can I get a shout out? Well, of course you can, Ace of Spades. You subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. So, yeah, if you need to subscribe, yeah, what do you do? What's your channel? What's your hobby? What do you do? Mr. Ace of Spades. Probably see my eyes are really big right now. Yeah, they look crazy. I look like that girl from Fallout. Oh, you do Ace VR? Oh, that's okay. So that's the name of your. So do you do drone piloting? Is that your thing, or are you playing video games with VR? I have a buddy in Honolulu, Hawaii. He does VR. He does the VR racing. So he does racing with drones, and he's competed at like high level stuff. I think Red Bull. He competed in Red Bull, which is crazy. And he like shows drone footage. He was a Marine sergeant back when I was a young guy, and he had like 4 deployments, like 3 of them to Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan. Like this guy was badass, but you'd never know it. He was so quiet. I remember seeing him in military uniform one time. I was like, holy shit, he had like ribbons up to here, dude. Yeah, he was a fucking beast. And now he's a he works with solar panels. So he's a solar panel technician in Hawaii, but he races drones VR, and they're like fluorescent, and they do it at night. It looks so fucking cool. They'll have like, you've probably seen it, but it's all blacked out stadium, and they have rings that are like lit up with LEDs, and these guys have to like fly through them at like fucking Mach Jesus and make pin turns with it. And he's really good with it, and he's posted a lot. I don't know if he has a YouTube though, but I'm sure he does. I know he does post. He used to post a lot. He's had kids and stuff, so I don't know if he's doing it as much, but he still does it. But that's a really cool hobby that he has. So, named Paulo is his name. So, but he was a dope guy, man. Really cool, super chill. He'd be a sergeant, and like he's been to combat, definitely fucking seen some crazy shit, and he's like humble as pie, man. Humble as fuck. Super chill. I remember meeting him. He's the most freaking decorated Marine in our fucking platoon, over the staff sergeant, over the gunny, over any officer, and he was like the most chill guy ever. So, you never know who you're gonna meet. So, anyway, this might sound crazy, but I am gonna shade the face just lightly. And for this one, I'm gonna use Reichland Flesh Shade. This is my go-to. I don't use Nuln Oil. I'm sure some people like freaking Nuln Oil, but that's not me. I used it for a little bit, and then I looked it up, and I was like, how the hell are you supposed to use this stuff? Because it just makes everything look, I don't know, it makes it look, I don't know, there's something with the texture. It does okay on muscles, you know what I mean? Like, Nuln Oil does okay on muscles. I'm sure it does good in, like, machinery maybe, but, like, this to me is just a better product than Nuln Oil, and I don't know, I haven't had luck with it, so I kind of threw it away and never looked back. So yeah, he was a machine, Magnus. Yes, sir. He's not a tall guy either. Not a big guy. He was maybe a little bit taller than me. So yeah, that guy was a beast, dude. Every time that guy talked, everyone shut the fuck up. Yep. If we'd be in a room like full of Marines, like combat veterans, like I'm a combat veteran, and we'd be in the room like in our uniform and shit, and you'd hear that sergeant talk, and everyone would just shut the fuck up and just listen to whatever he had to say. Because he'd usually come in and just pop in for a second, just talk to us, and you know. But really cool. Really, I'm still friends with him on Facebook and everything. And he had like his birthday recently, so I wished him a happy birthday. And then WC said, yep, Reichland's warmer tones work really well for flesh. Agreed. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I've had a lot of luck with it. So if you do not have this in your collection, I would highly recommend it. So Magnus, if you don't have it yet, I would highly recommend getting it, man. And then, oh, here we go. And Nuln Oil looks really good on silver metallics, and they can look really good on lighter armor. Oh, okay. See, there you go. There's, I'm sure you've seen WC where like people make it seem like freaking Nuln Oil is like the everything. It's the fix it all. It's the duct tape. Just put it on. There's even a meme about it. You probably know the jokes about like, oh, just pour Nuln Oil on it and your mini will look amazing. You know? Like, no, you just want to use a little bit, you know, like not too much. Ace of Spades asks me, can you draw? Yes, I can. Yes, that's how I started. I started with drawing. So I was a young artiste back in the day, back in high school. I just drew things, man. That's just what I did. I'm going to just use this brush. It's kind of curved, kind of crappy, but it'll do a good job at keeping some of the Reichland flesh shade. It's still kind of soft. I don't need to wet it at all. It's fine as is. I could wet it, but I'm not going to for this. I'm just going to dip it just a little bit on like down here. That's all you need. You don't have to dip your whole freaking brush in it. You know what I mean? So just a little bit, just a little. And I'm just going to use this and just glaze over the flesh. And if I need more, I can grab more. But the idea is you want the same amount of coverage, and then you want to kind of let it pool up in certain areas, like if there's wrinkles or like in the creases of the eyes, like that's where you kind of want it to get into. And this really brings out a nice skin tone. Let me get a little bit more. Yeah, I love drawing. I haven't been keeping up with it just because, I mean, honestly, like, it sucks, but a lot of artists just do digital art now. They just go on like Adobe or, you know, whatever it may be, and they just draw off that. And man, you can make some really amazing pieces of artwork. I follow a couple Warhammer 40K and Warhammer pages, and there's one called Warhammer Art. And it's like artists that are actually from GW. They were commissioned to do work like, you know, books and stuff, but also on occasion there's some guys who are in there, or gals, that do drawing, and they post what they do, and man, does it look amazing. What you can do on a tablet is incredible, I'll tell you. Oh, that looks really good right now. Yeah, the less is more. So you don't want to do too much, or else they're going to kind of start to glob, and they're going to look like a clay face, and you don't want that. And just one to two, one very honestly, sorry, I keep saying honestly. I used only one coat of Rakarth flesh on his face, and that's it. I didn't double it up at all, but I made sure it was the same coverage around the whole skull. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy to the side and just let him dry and read some comments, see what's going on. So I'm put this guy to the side. I always have a little place to put. I keep it on here, and I just have this putty. So this is putty you could buy. It's kind of like what you could use in your bedroom for sorry. Gosh. It's like what you can use for posters in your bedroom. So, but this putty really comes in handy, and I just put it on a skewer stick. You could buy these anywhere, you know what I mean? Thank you, WC. All right, so let me put that down and to the side. Let that dry. I'm not going to mess with it anymore right now. Just want to look at some comments here. Let me check the Discord. See what we got. Anyone post anything? So WC, Warhammer Commentator, he did post his newest Space Marine that he's been working on. He's been trying a good white on an Apothecary Marine. So if you don't know, an Apothecary Marine is basically like a combat medic for Space Marines. They also are the ones that harvest Gene Seed from Fallen Brothers. So if any Space Marine dies, if you didn't know this, lore-wise, there's a certain window of time that you have to do extracting the gene seed, and it's something by taking out an organ, essentially. You take an organ out of the Space Marine and they put that into a sealed container, because if you don't, what's said is that it becomes corrupted and you can't use it anymore. It becomes bad and tainted. So harvesting the gene seed is something an apothecary does. But let's take a look at what he's got, and let me turn off the lights so we can better see what it looks like. Just a moment. I'll keep the kitchen light on, that won't matter, but I'm going to turn this light off. It's kind of nice, right? Okay. So, and then WC said he's been working on a new painting technique as well to bring out the type of white that he's looking for. So let me get this up on the big screen and we can all kind of take a look at it and marvel at his works. So here we go. If you're not on the Discord, it would definitely help to be in the Discord. We got 24 people in here. Hey, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate everybody. Also, I don't know how you did that AE, Ace of Spades, but that's freaking sweet. I don't know how you did that. That's old-timey stuff. That's just me zooming in on him. So I really like what he did. Is this, what red did you use here? This almost looks like a Scarlet Sun, but I could be very wrong, because I don't know if you use Citadel paint or not, but I really like the red against the white. It looks very clean. Looks awesome. Very cool model. What is he holding here, by the way? I'm curious. What is this, the little canister that they put the organ in? I could be wrong, but because I imagine it would be a lot bigger. Oh, you just hold A? Oh. Thanks for telling me, Ace of Spades. That's dope. Oh, okay. So he said I used Corn Red with Mephiston Red highlights. Oh, very good. That makes sense. So those are Citadel paints. Those are ones you can get. And I have both of those. He is holding Gene Seed in his hand. Look at that. I was right. Yay. The more you know. So they are the keepers of the Gene Seed. The apothecaries are very important. So they actually just came out with one for the Corsairs. So the Red Corsairs. So there's the back of him. Looking very clean, very gritty. He almost has like that, like, I like it. It's a nice white. I know you probably want to do more work to him, so this is not the finished product, by the way. But he just shared this with us, and I really appreciate him sharing that with us. So sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here. Let me see if anybody else posted anything else in the hobby showcasing. Of course, I posted mine, but just a couple of them, and I'm really proud of those. Nothing else. That's okay. If anybody wants to post in the Discord now, I can pull it up, no problem, and we can talk about it, and I can showcase it. So I'm very proud of people who are proud of their work. So when I see people take pride in their work and they do it right, and they know what they're doing, or they're trying something new out, and they feel comfortable enough to share it, then I like to look at it and just marvel at it and go, wow, this is good work. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. And the cool thing about apothecaries is they have all these like different attachments. You could do so much with it. So it's a really cool piece, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that from WC. If you have not already subscribed to him, I would highly recommend checking out his channel. Let's see what else we got here in the comments. Oh, Ellie's in here. What's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, Ellie? Thank you for joining. She says, what are y'all doing? I'm just showcasing some of the stuff that, people posted up in the hobby showcasing channel of the Discord server. So Ace of Spades says, what's good, Ellie? Awesome. Ace of Spades, have you subscribed yet? If you haven't, please do. If you want to go to the Discord, I do have the link now in my description of my YouTube channel. If you click into it, it'll have a link, and that should bring you to the Discord page. It should be a permanent link, because if I go to share it off Discord, it's only good for 7 days. So if you want to join us in the Discord, post some of the stuff you do, even if it's gaming stuff, like, we can appreciate that. So LED said it's cold as shit. Yeah, you're up in New York. It's got to be really chilly, huh? Jeez. Yeah, well, we got some people who are up in Canada, so they're probably like, not that bad. If you're in Buffalo, though, Buffalo, New York is notorious for getting just crazy amounts of snow. Assuming it's because they're on the lake and they get that crazy lake effect right there. They're just in a nice little pocket that they just get just the craziest snowstorms and blizzards I think seen south of Alaska. Oh, North Dakota and Montana will give them a run for their money too. So, and then here in Minneapolis, let me see if it's even, or Minnesota. No snow, it's just wet. So it's just wet outside, just not too bad. How's it by everybody else? How is your weather looking? And then LED said, is Maggie up in here? WC said he was before. I don't know if he's still here. He might not be. He might not be. Drippin' Chicken Boy said, I think so. And then Ace of Spades said, yes. Okay. Oh, cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. Excellent, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so I'm getting there slowly. And I broke over 200, which I'm really happy with that because I was sitting at like 196, 198 for like 2 weeks. I'm like, come on. I just need like freaking 3 or 4 more people. Come on. And I finally broke over 200 and I was like, oh, this feels so good. It feels so good. I'm like 210 right now. So, and I'm just going to keep posting stuff. I'm not going to let up. I'll be doing lives probably twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, depending. And then I'll also be doing a lot more shorts. I did post a long form video, so if you didn't see that, you can go check it out. You don't have to, but it's just an unboxing video with these little Warhammer hero things. You can get these at Target if you're lucky. Not every Target has these because they're sold out like immediately, and they're also not found at every location. So we got lucky and we bought 8 of these things, and I will be building them and painting them. And I have a little surprise thing that I'll be doing with this one in particular. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So nice little surprise, something fun I'll be doing, and I wanted to break it to you guys first. And then let's see, LED said, do y'all like your shower really hot or hot, cold, or mid? Ace of Spades says, I ride bikes. Oh, that's dope, dude. Okay, I actually just had my bicycle stolen. Literally, we came back on New Year's Day, and my bike was missing. Yep, someone fucking stole it. I already reported it to the cops, so they're on it, but I don't think they're ever going to find it. But I've been looking around, seeing if I could find it. Who knows? That's dope, dude. You do, like, mountain biking, or you do... What do you do? What type of bikes do you do, man? Drippin' Chicken Boy said, I'm here. Ace of Spades says, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, you don't see the link to the Discord? Okay, well, let me put it in the chat. I think I'll be able to do that, and then you can join from there. So just a minute. I'll be right over here. Doo-doo. So there's my little laptop. I usually keep it down here so it doesn't distract me too much, but if I need to reach for it, I can. This is my little hobby corner over here. My chaotic corner, as I call it. So you can kind of see what's going on. It needs a lot more work, and I'll be doing a lot more, so. LED said, I'll be right back. All right, that's cool. Rowan Rear says, darn. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, thank you very much. D-Pro-0007. Hey, are you supposed to be 007? Now you're 0007? Because that's a cool name if it is 0007. That sounds a lot better than 008, you know? Or 007. 0007. Ace of Spades says, I'm back. D-Pro 0007 said 2% of 2026 is already over. Don't even think of it that way, bro. 2025 flew by. I don't know about y'all, but it flew by for me. All right, let me go ahead and share this link. with our new friend here, so he can go ahead and join. Invite to server. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Go. Well, this is the whole... whatever. Let me go into my YouTube channel. I can view videos while I'm doing them. It's kind of weird, but I guess, like, I know my wife sometimes, she's watching it too. Every once in a while, she'll poke in and just see what's up. Oh, yay! New subscriber, AceVR18. Thank you very much. Welcome to the army. Alright, so let me go to my... history, and I'm usually able to pull up my videos. Let's see here. Come on. There's a way to do this. Let's see if I go home. I'm just gonna click on me. View your channel. Sorry, I'm just... Ace of Spades says I gotta go. Wait. Before you go, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna send you the link. Hold on. Don't go. The link. Hold on. Don't go. Alright, I'm in it now. Let me go ahead and comment. It should let me, right? Come on, girl. What? No. Or I'll get it to you one way or another. Don't worry about it, man. I don't know, it's being silly. So, it's okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. We got 12 people in here. Thank you very much for joining. So, this is Travis with the Chaotic Crafter. Chaotic Crafter Zero is the channel. I guess you could call me that if you want. CCZ. Oh, wait, here it goes. Now it's popping up. It was just really slow. There's my Discord. So now you can join it. Sweet. It was just really slow. I was wondering why it wasn't popping up. There it is. So. All right. All right, so what's the plan that I want to do with this box? I'm going to do something fun. I told my wife about this, and I've decided... First one's hearing it. I'm going to make a video of painting this Space Marine with a helmet in Buzz Lightyear colors. So I think he looks very Buzz Lightyear-esque. I'm going to give him bigger wings as well. I'll manufacture those and I'll put them on him. And he's going to have wings, and I'm going to go ahead and make that a reality. I think it'll be kind of funny. I know it's a Dark Angels, but I think it'd be kind of cool. So I'm gonna like take what he is as he comes on the sprue. As you can notice, it's green, and I'm gonna freaking color him in Buzz Lightyear colors. It's gonna be really cool. Oh, you think you see it? Yeah, you could probably see it. You know, it's a little bit of a creative thing, but I think it'd be kind of fun, and I think it would make for a good video too. I'll probably do it as like a short. Long form videos not going to be optimal, but I think as for fun, I think it'd be really cool for me to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and you're the first ones hearing from me. That's my plan with that one guy that I have. So it's going to be really fun. And I think I have all the colors for Buzz Lightyear. You just need like white, purple, blue, and green. Pretty much it. And I have pretty much all of those. So I should be able to do it. Yeah. So that's the plan. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing my Krieg. I'm going to turn the camera just slightly down. That way you guys can watch me paint. I'm going to turn on the lights, and then I'll just get right to work, and y'all can just hang out with me. Drippin' Chicken Boy says, yeah, long from not get, yeah, they don't really get views, man. I don't know why. I think you have to like have a following, then you post videos. Like, unless if it goes super viral somehow and you do it just right, like it's so hard to do it the right way. James Tactics says hi. Hey, what's up, James Tactics? Thanks for joining, brother. Always good to see you. Always good to see you. Yeah, shorts is the way to go. So I'll be making a lot more shorts. But I like to do long form videos every once in a while. So LED said, hey, I'm back. What happened? Some people left. Some people are sticking around. James Tactics just showed up. So he's here. And then I also talked about what I'm going to do with this little box. And I've decided that for a fun video, I'm going to take this guy who's an Imperial Space Marine, right? So part of Dark Angels. I'm going to take him and I'm going to turn him into like Buzz Lightyear. I'm going to paint him in the Buzz Lightyear colors from Toy Story. So that's something fun that I want to do. And usually I'm painting Grimdark. You know, I like my Grimdark. I like my Death and Destruction, don't get me wrong. But this is something just kind of fun to break it up. And this is something you could do too. If you're ever a painter and you're feeling, maybe you're in a slug, you know, maybe you're just kind of like not getting traction. You don't feel as motivated as you used to be. You know, maybe you're knee deep into like 50 miniatures of 90 and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to get this done. A good way to break it up is just to do something fun. You could just buy a mini or just some random mini and just be like, you know what? I'm going to paint him like Mrs. Pig. I don't know. There you go. Or Kermit the Frog. You know, I'm going to paint him like that or that, whatever it is. Let's say you get an orc and you're like, I'm going to turn this orc into Shrek. You know what I mean? So just something kind of funny like that. I've seen a lot of people doing mashups. Has anyone seen the Space Marine Maids yet? It's a curse. But it's, I mean, I think it's crazy. But that's something you could do. You know, if you just feel like you're kind of in a slog and you're just like, man, I'm not feeling like painting, or I just don't feel the motivation. You can either switch up your army or paint just something else, or it's good to just pick up a one-off and just be like, what can I do with this? You know, like what's something funny I can do with this? I don't know, paint it in Harry Potter colors and make it a fucking Harry Potter wizard. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, do each of the houses. Well, that's kind of hard to do, but
well,
theme them. Yeah, like Slytherin, do one for Hufflepuff, Gryffindor. You know what I mean? So like, there's a million things you could do. This is your time to be creative, and it's okay to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, I can be creative if I want to.
Yep. Let's read some other ones. Did you pour your drink in your eyes? No, Ellie, I did not. Trippy Chicken Boy said, fuck yeah. So he likes the idea that I'm doing. I appreciate that, brother. I think it's going to be really fun. So I'll be doing a short on that. Just keep your eyes open for it. I'll probably be doing it a lot sooner because I'm kind of in a slog right now where I've been working on Krieg. And then I have a lot of traction with my CSM. So I'm doing really good with those guys. But maybe I just think for a short would be just kind of fun. All right, continuing on, Warhammer commentator said, it's what I've been keeping the minis of the month for. Oh, I didn't know you subscribe to Warhammer. Okay. Yes, yeah, so he subscribes to it. And if you don't know, you get minis of the month. You're supposed to. Oh, excuse me. Every month you're supposed to get new minis. When did you join, by the way? WC, when did you join the subscription service? I'm probably going to be subscribing. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. When you go into a Warhammer store, you get minis of the month. Thank you very much. I don't know what I was thinking, bro. Yeah. So that's another way to get free ones. If you go in, sometimes they'll just offer it to you. Like I got a free mini of the month. Even Maddie got a free mini of the month just because she was in there. So if you live near a Games Workshop Warhammer store, then you can just go in there and they'll give you free minis. And it doesn't have to be the exact same mini. It could be any mini. It could be a Space Wolf. Usually it's an Ultramarine, you know, but that's fine. That's fine. You could, like, knowing WC is probably going to take that and be like, how can I make this guy a Salamander? Boom, Salamander. So, something kind of cool. Oh, man. My back's killing me, sorry. LED said, please, James, make sense. About James tactics. Oh my gosh.
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
That's fine, honey. That's okay. Yeah, it's late for her. She's got to be up early tomorrow, so.
I was up really early.
Yeah, you're up really, what, 5 or something? Yeah, like 5 in the morning. No, thank you. I got a battery too, so, but when I paint at night is when I have time to do it. So this is, sometimes I paint during the day, but it's usually in the like afternoon when I got nothing else going on, or I'm in between tasks, but usually my day is full with stuff. So, Magnus, hey, what's up, man? Welcome back, sir. Hey.
I think Magnus is my favorite.
Oh. Wow. Maddie said you are her favorite subscriber. Dang. All right, and then Warhammer
Nails the most.
Yes, honey. Warhammer commentator said I turned the Phobos one from last month into an armored scout. That's dope. That's a good idea. I'm surprised you got that, man. I heard that one was actually kind of hard to find, but you must live in a good area where you're able to just get them, or you probably show up and they're like, oh, there you are. Got you, bro. Maybe you're nice. You know, you're in with them. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's a cool looking mini. The Scout one, the Phobos, if you will. LED said Maggie, I love as a friend. Aww.
Oh yeah, well, I love Maggie more than a friend. I love him as a subscriber.
As a subscriber. We love Magnus as a subscriber. As a good friend too. And WC's, all you guys are awesome. WC said I'm in there in the first 2 hours the shop is open on the first Sunday. Saturdays the minis are in stock. Smart man. Smart man. Dude, you can do so much with that. Because you're just going in and getting a free mini. You know, you might as well. And then you could just bring it home and work on it. And that's great for your channel. That's outstanding. What's the best one you've gotten so far? I got to ask. What was the best mini of the month you ever got? You ever get like a veteran sergeant or like a lieutenant or something? Or do they ever give you Xenos? It'd be cool if they gave you, I don't know, I'm just thinking. Be'lakor. I wish.
Demon Prince.
Yeah, Demon Prince. Yeah, I wish. Oh, God. They just give you like a freaking, like a, you know, give you a tank or something. We're like, oh, here's a free mini of the month. Oh, God. Maggie, you weren't in the walls last night. Oh, Magnus is slipping. Magnus said, I know. Ellie said, why? WC said a while ago was Eldari. Oh, okay, so they had Eldari as mini of the month. There you go, yep. I don't own any Eldari, by the way. I have none. 0. That is one Xenos I don't have. I even have Orcs. But I do not have any Eldari. So, I know that they're actually pretty good in a lot of tournaments. A lot of people who place really high play with freaking Eldari. So, Craft World Eldari specifically. So they're really good on the meta. They're very, very strong. And they're very fast units. So you can move around the board and get a lot more inches of their movements. So, and they have a lot of kick-ass freaking battle line troops that can fuck shit up because their weaponry is that good. Hit and run tactics, like they're skirmishing. They're just good. They're not like as strong, but they're stronger than humans, so they're not as squishy. So, ooh, WC said, but one time there was a Deathwing night. Oh, that's cool. There you go. And then Magnus said, I wasn't expecting you to show up. And then LED said, but what? Maggie, Ellie. All right, so let me get some Krieg and get going. Couple of them. All right, just a couple guys right now. I like to work in little batches, so nothing too crazy. I could do the whole basically the whole squad right now, but I'm just going to focus on a couple of them. And these guys are getting there. The only thing I haven't decided yet is what their armor is going to be. I haven't decided what color their armor is going to be, but I'm going for that desert look. So, still not 100% on what color I want to make them. Part of me almost wants to do like a like a military green. So I use Death World Forest. Very good for a military green. It's almost like an olive drab, kind of. But it works really well for anything Astra Militarum. There is Militarum green as well. There's a whole bunch of other ones, but... and then Magnus said make a dark metallic, like with the 143rd. I was almost thinking that too, because I think these guys are 143rd. Pretty sure they are. But it's like black, and then it's edge highlighted with a good lead belcher. So I think these are the 143rd. If not, I have the Codex, and I could grab that real quick and open it up. So let me get that. Yeah, this is the special edition. Krieg one, by the way. Astra Militarum Codex. I love this thing. This is absolutely beautiful, by the way. It's even got the shiny pages and everything. So, really freaking cool. And then LED said, me gotta go make a phone call, be right back. All right, go and do that. So, but in here it does talk about the various regiments. It's got some lore in here. If you don't have a Codex physically, I would highly recommend it. So yeah, I just literally opened it up one page back, and the 143rd are actually right here. So actioned. You can even look over various regiments, stuff like that, and just kind of get a basic understanding of who they are. And there's so many different regiments, and when you also get them, the transfers that you get will have all the designations. So 143rd is one of them, and they have a little bit more of a dark aesthetic. And I do like the way they look. They look pretty freaking cool. Very standard guard. And then with the desert, I think I could make it work. I think I can make it work. So, but yeah, if you don't have your Codex, you can have it on your tablet too. But it's good to have this to reference, especially when you're doing army building, because you want to know. So for those of you who don't know where to start with building an army, or where to play or how to play, you'll need the basic core rules, and that's a whole nother book on its own. But you can get that information in multiple different ways. On the Discord, we do have a resources and links channel. If you're in the Discord, you can go into that, and there's free codexes, and I think the free core rules book is in there too. So if you want that for 10th edition, it's in there. Totally free for you. I would strongly recommend to look that over and understand how to play the game from the fundamental core rules book. And it has all the different units in here. Yeah, I even have some Tempesta Scions. They're just fucking sweet. But let me go to units, and there's different attachments. So if you don't understand that, that's something you're going to want to know. You're going to want to flip to the data sheets, okay? So when you're reading your Codex, you want to find this. And normally what I do is you could bookmark it, you know, if you want. This one actually comes with a little bookmark string thing. You could just throw it in there and you're good to go. That way, if I ever want to look up, you know, the indexes and the data sheets, and then if you want to look at the points, that's something that usually is in the back of, yeah. So in the very back of a Codex, keep in mind these change. So you want to see the data sheets? Deal, brother. Yes, I will absolutely do that. Yep. I think it's very helpful. So if you're building your army, flip to the back of your Codex, and there's your point values. So I don't know if you see it, and if you're able to read it, if you're able to like actually see it for what it is. If you want to take a screenshot, You are free to take a screenshot of that. And then when you're building your army, here's detachment enhancements. So there's detachment enhancements. You guys can go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you want. So depending on what detachment you're choosing, so you have to choose one detachment for every army. You cannot have multiple detachments for one army. You can't do that. Every army, before you go to play a game of 40K, you can, or you're supposed to have a detachment. So, like, if I were to choose one, there'd be combined arms, right? So there's one detachment that I could choose to play my Deathcore Krieg, which are Astra Militarum. And then you have to adhere to that detachment and its enhancements, and you can actually pay points from a 2,000 point list, right? So you get 2,000 points for your army to field a regular game. Keep in mind, you can play 1,000 points. You could even play 500 points if you can find someone who's game for it, right? Like a combat patrol. Oh, Drippy Chicken said, Travis WC, I have a question. Oh, yeah, go ahead, man. Yep, you're correct, Magnus. The ones on the box are the 143rd. Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct. So you're going to say, what's a detachment? A detachment is a choice that you choose as someone about to play the game, and you want to choose, you can choose a detachment that fits your play style. Okay? And this can be something that you think you can do, you think you can win with this detachment, because you look at all the detachments, which you can find in the codex. You're going to go to detachments, which are, let me find those, just a moment. They're usually before data sheets, and I will flip through the data sheets so you can see those, and I will briefly explain them, okay? But let me go to, come on girl, where you at, where you at, where's detachments? Maybe it's towards the front. Getting closer. Sorry. There's war gear. So it just talks about all that. Come on, where's detachments? It's usually before data sheets. Usually. It's like a couple pages before. Let me find that. Come on. There's Combat Patrol, which this is if you're playing Combat Patrol. There's in your codex, it'll have a specific sheet, else you can look online, they're free. Combat Patrol, you can find it free, you can play it. You don't need to download all this crazy shit. Combat Patrol. Come on. Ah. All right. So, here we go. This is your detachments, but in this book, they call it Forces of the Astra Militarum, okay? So every codex, this one is just called that, but it's basically, it's literally your army rule. So every army has its army rule. And that is your basic, like, kind of like, almost like your core rules, but it's like, this is your Astra Militarum. These are the rules for your army. Every army has army rules. Every single one. If you are Nurgle and you're playing Death Guard, you are technically Chaos Space Marines, but you're not, right? So you're Death Guard. You're going to look at your army rule. You can play them as Chaos Space Marines if you want to. I wouldn't imagine you'd want to, and the reason why is because your detachments and your army rules depends on how you want to play them on the tabletop. So do you want to play them as they should be, as they're meant to be, as they're meant to have, like Lord of Contagion and like Swarm of Flies, like all these things that you get when you're playing as Death Guard? That is found in their codex, in their army rules, and you can choose different detachments. Every army has multiple different detachments. The only one I think that doesn't have a lot is like Custodes. They don't have a lot, you know what I mean? So, but there's detachment rules, there's enhancements, and then there's stratagems, okay? So army rule is, I mean, there's so many, like, you've probably heard these before. So move, 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 fix bayonets, take aim, first rank fire, second rank fire, take cover, and then duty and honor. So those are ones that come with every Astra Militarum army that you have. You're going to be able to use all of those. That's all included. Now what you have to do is you select your detachment. So if you go to a tournament or if you're playing a game against someone, you have to have a detachment. So unless if you're just playing for fun. So like I think it was Magnus who said he just played like a little game with his friend who came over, and they weren't using the codex. They were just using core rules, and that's fine. Just for basics, like that's fine. You can do that. But if you go to a tournament or like you're playing someone who actually understands this, you have to make sure you have a detachment, and you should know it well. You don't have to memorize it. If you can memorize it, that's good, but just keep in mind they can get upgraded or they can change. It does happen. It's pretty rare, and then whenever there's an edition, if there's an edition like 11th edition comes out, it might change some of the detachments a little bit. Sometimes Games Workshop even creates detachments. So if you want to play Night Lords, for example, they just came out with an updated detachment for if you want to play Night Lords on the tabletop. And they play more like they should. Okay? Let's go back to comments here. Sorry, I've been I've been talking for a while, so. But yeah, I would choose probably Combined Arms. Like, Combined Arms is pretty good. Or if you want something that's more artillery-based, so Siege Regiment, for example. Siege Regiment is very Krieg-like, okay? That would probably be like another option that I wanted to choose. So if you want to play as Astra Militarum, you can choose to play as Combined Arms, or you can choose to play as Siege Regiment, and it has all these rules in here and all this stuff. But like, let's see, back to our comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-do. Drippy Chicken Boy said, is 40K kind of like D&D? I'm going to say no. Okay? Because in D&D, you play as one individual. When you're playing Warhammer, you're the general of your entire army, essentially. So yes, you're one player, but it's more like an RTS, like a real-time strategy, if you've ever played those. Like Age of Empires comes to mind, StarCraft comes to mind, right? Sort of. It's not even like that. It's almost like Risk, you know, but it's obviously a lot more complicated than that. All right, let's continue on. WC said, basically you can choose one of a few army-wide buffs that come with few special stratagems. Correct. And I could talk about those. LED said, ball games in the refrigerator door is closed, lights are out, butter's getting hard. What a splendid pie, pizza, pizza pie, every minute, every second, but bye, bye, bye. Thank you, Ellie. WC said, and Drippy, D&D is more of a hero-focused game. That's correct, yep. And while Warhammer is more like an army-based game. So there you go. Very good explanation, yep. So when you're playing D&D, you're a single individual that works with other people or could work against them if they want to, but usually you want to work together to go through the maps, to do the dungeon crawls, and to eventually win the game, right? But D&D is like a long-form game that you can play for months and months, weeks usually, sometimes days, right? Depends on how complicated it is, right? But normally you just have your character, you can level it up so much like an RPG, but it's in person, you know? So if you're playing a paladin, you're playing a witch, you're playing a necromancer, you know? Kind of like, what comes to mind? So if you've ever played, fuck, why can't I think of it? Oh my god. I'm sorry, I can't think of it. But like online games where you meet up and you guys complete missions together, it's kind of like that's like D&D. And then LED said that's Chicken and Stew by System of a Down. Thank you, Ellie. WC said Warhammer is the D&D battles with different dice and squads instead of individual characters. You got it. Yep. There are characters in your army, but you don't play as the character. I mean, you could, but normally you don't, right? Oh, good. You get to sleep in. Drippy Chicken Boy said awesome. So he liked that answer. There you go. WC said that would be funny. Is this the Bible? I mean, it's someone's Bible, but... Magnus said I tried listening to System of a Down Toxicity album last night. Oh, there you go. LED said, was it good? And then Magnus said it was too fast for me. I didn't listen to the whole thing. And then LED said, why? What song did you stop at? Magnus said, I don't know. What did it go like? Man, I can't remember. Was it fast? It might have been Bounce or something. Yeah, that's a good one. You know my favorite song? Go like, do 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 dun din. I can't even do that, bro. What? Maggie, then what music do you listen to? Magnus says grunge. Yep, same here. Ellie said, is sewed grunge? No. Ellie. I have finally figured out how to classify what System of a Down is, and they are considered, the genre is nu metal. N-U metal. They're nu metal. There you go. Some people consider Limp Bizkit nu metal, but there you go. I have finally been able to classify them because I've been kind of thinking about it. And because they came around that time in the early 2000s, they are classified as nu metal. So that's the type of genre of music that is. There you go. So if you don't know, now you know. Drippy Chicken Boy says, I don't know what any of this shit means. LED said, I'll Google it. Magnus said, I think it's alt metal. So it could be. LED said there's nu metal and rock. I consider them to be nu metal, personally. Magnus said, gotta hop off for 20 minutes. I'll be back. Don't die without me. Will do. Amikavork 777 says, do you want to be Jewish? I want to have Jewish money. Does that answer your question? I want to be in a law firm and fucking be Jewish because they're fucking rich as shit. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, right? LED said no. Kearney G81 says, have you heard that raccoons are trying to domesticate themselves? I don't know if they're trying to domesticate themselves, but I think they're just becoming more domesticated because, I mean, raccoons are basically, they could be pets. There's people who own them as pets. And they have personalities, like they're actually really cute. So little trash pandas, but they're also very smart. They're very intelligent creatures. I mean, they can open up cans and stuff. Like they're not like the most intelligent, but they're very smart. So yeah, they could be domesticated. All right. Magnus hopped off, so I'm not going to talk about any of the data sheets right now. I'm not going to show that off because he's not here, and he's the one who asked about it. But I hope that helps kind of giving you an idea of how you use the codex. There's so much more to this, but I'm just kind of giving you an overview to understand how to play. If you were to play the game, how you would get into this game. So you need, number one, you need to choose an army. Don't just go buy a bunch of random stuff, okay? You're going to waste money. Choose an army and just at least make 1,000 points of that army. If anything. You could even get a combat patrol and play combat patrol. Kill team is a little bit different rules. But like if you like an aesthetic of one over the other, you think they look fucking cool, then there you go, you can choose them. I like Chaos Space Marines for multiple reasons, because I've read the lore. And I just like something about fucking Space Marines who sold their fucking souls to the dark side, and they got a huge chip on their shoulder, and they got the resources to back them up, and they're just on a never-ending war, the Long War, as they call it, against the Imperium of Man. And it's interesting that they just pop in and out of the warp to fight, and like some of these Space Marines have been around for over 10,000 years, even though to them it's only been like 50 years or 100 years, 200 years since the Horus Heresy actually happened. So like when they pop in and out of the warp, sometimes they're fighting these fucking space marines that are like chapter specific space marines. They're like, I don't know who the fuck you are. You know, they're like fighting them, and they're like, I don't know what, you know, what was the term for them? They called them like thin blood. They called them thin blood space marines. So if you're a chapter space marine, you're not even an ultramarine, you're not even a part of a legion, they look at you as thin bloods, which is kind of interesting because your gene seed's been recycled so many times that it's not as pure as it once was. But for them, they're like, psh, I got fucking pure gene seed flowing through my veins, man. So, unless if they're warped and tainted and fucked up, that's totally different. But there are some that like have really stable gene seed. And they could pass it on very easily and recruit pretty well. So, or like when they put it into Space Marine candidates, like they put their organs in them and everything, they're able to maintain that. So, I know that's a lot of nerdy talk for most of you that don't care, but there you go. Warhammer is such a cool little hobby, and that's why me and WC and even Magnus, we all just love it because it's just a fun hobby to have, man. Oh, is the chat filter thingy on? Yes, it is. Let me turn that off. My bad. Chat filter, all messages. Bing bong. All right, there you go. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint, and you guys can just chill out, do whatever you want. Talk, and I'll read your comments. You know how this goes. If you got any jokes, tell me some jokes. And Maddie just went to bed, so she's pretty tired. She had a long day today. She got to be in an OR today, which was kind of cool, so she got to observe a surgery. So she's going for her medical degree. Doctorate, technically. LED said, WC, I got a question for you. Oh boy, here we go. What's it gonna be? All right, go ahead and ask him if he's willing to answer. And then WC said, I'm working on his apothecary right now. That's awesome, dude. Go for it, bro. I'm finished painting the apothecary for now. I think I'm gonna wrap up most of it tomorrow. Yeah, dude, I've done that too, man. I get it, bro. Sometimes I just get real tired and I'm like, I'll just work on it tomorrow. Or I'm at a good stopping point, or I'm at like, sometimes you paint too long and you get to a point, I like to call it the point of diminishing returns. It's when you're so tired and you're painting and you've been painting for so long that you start making more mistakes. So. And Ellie had a silly question about the shower thing. Ellie, for me, it depends on the day. How does that sound? Do I prefer it one way or another? Usually I like a hot shower. But if I'm like getting done with a workout and I'm like really heated up, I'm sweating, and I just feel like, you know, sometimes I just take a cold shower. Hey, Rumbling Bumble. What's up, dude? He said, what are you making, boss? Hey, brother, I'm working on Deathcore Krieg. I am painting up some Warhammer 40K figurines. So just one of my little dudes right here, Deathcore Krieg. I got a whole squad to work on. But, you know, that's just what we do on this channel, man. Do you do anything miniature painting wise or anything like that, or gaming wise, tabletop wise? What do you do, man? Welcome, by the way, welcome. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to me, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That would help me out a lot. But I'm using acrylics to paint, so not oil. You can paint with oil, by the way. There's one guy that I follow. He paints in oil more than anything else, and he's phenomenal with it. And he uses mineral spirits to thin them down, and he's able to put them into a airbrush, and man, does he do some really good work with that airbrush. The man is a master, and he uses oil. So go figure. He doesn't even, I mean, he probably uses some acrylic, but mostly he just uses oils. And then the newest thing I've added, and I've already showcased this a little bit, is I'm using ink. So this is acrylic ink. This is my newest addition to my paint catalog, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, but oh, sweet. Rumbling Bubbles says I collect Pokemon cards and play Minecraft. Well, welcome. Welcome. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and thumbs up, liking this, it really helps, man. I have Pokemon cards too. So all my original ones, they weren't worth shit, but my wife actually has the old school binder with the Pokedex on it from the 90s. And she has every Pokemon, the original 151. Actually, if you consider Mew, yeah, I guess Mew is and Mewtwo, 151, 152. You know what I mean? Thank you, Rumbling Bumble. Thank you. I subbed. I hope it helps. It does. Thank you very much. I'm trying to get to 500, man. Every subscriber helps. Thank you so much. I really do mean it, man. It's a grind out here on the YouTube sphere. So, and then if you wouldn't mind subscribing to Warhammer Commentator, he's got a great channel too if you want to check out what this is also about. He's got his own channel. He's another YouTuber, and he's a good guy to know. So if you want to subscribe to his channel too, check out his videos. He does good stuff. Always plugging him. And then WC said, posted the changes I made to the Apothecary in the Discord. I do hear that going. Y'all probably hear it too, the little boop, 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 boop. So that's just Discord going off. I will be showing that off here in a little bit because I'm kind of curious of what he did to update it. And then WC said, I have some Pokemon cards I may or may not have mutilated to make a 3D-ish effect. Oh, that's cool. I know what you're talking about, like when you layer them. Yep. I've done that. Well, I did it once. And it was with like, I think it was Pikachu. Just like a basic, you know, because you get so many of them and you just cut them out and it looks kind of cool. You put it in like a notebook or something. Delonte Mays Jr. said, hi, my birthday was last Monday. Hey, man, happy late birthday. How old are you? How old are you now, man? And then Rumbling Bubble says, the 3D card trend. Yeah, he remembers it. Didn't jump to that wagon myself yet, but I have a few projects I'm working on. Oh, that's cool. What's your favorite Pokemon card that you own? How's that for a question? And then Delton May Jr. said he's 11. Well, that's a good year, man. 11 years old. You're almost 12. I remember being 12. And all I got to say to you is once you hit 12, it's like the best times of your life, man. You're going to love everything. I know you're still coming of age. You're still a young person. But enjoy this time while you have it. I'm 34, okay? And I miss being a kid. Being a kid was the best, all right? It was the best. As much as being an adult is awesome too, because now I have money and, like, I can basically do whatever I want. Like, dude, being a kid, there's nothing that beats just having fun, just doing whatever. You can go outside and jump in a puddle for fucking an hour straight, no one blinks an eye. You can't do that as an adult. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, you could do whatever you want, basically. And, like, you're still young. You don't have responsibilities as much. You know, take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Listen to your family. Unless if they're really bad, that's a different story. But, like, all you gotta do is show up to school. You know, school is one thing, but just make sure you try in school. Don't give up. Even when you get to high school, 'cause sometimes it sucks. But, I mean, school years are actually really fun. And you're at a good age, man. 11 years old in school, great time to be alive, and you're not COVID anymore. You're not stuck behind a screen. So you're getting the full experience as you should. Enjoy it, dude. Make your friends and keep them as long as you can, but your friends change just like everything else, man. You might be friends one year, maybe not friends the next year. You never know. I have one friend from when I was a little kid that I'm still friends with today. His name's Christian. So he actually came to my wedding when I got married. So it was really good to see him there. He showed up, he had really long dreadlocks. He has a kid now. He's got 2 kids now. So it's just kind of crazy to see your friends grow up, you know? It's kind of cool. Ooh, Rumbling Bubble 5201 says, my biggest card is probably my PSA 10 Shiny Mewtwo, but my favorite one is Gentleman Pikachu. Ooh, dude, you got some good ones, bro. You got some good ones. Nice. Golf clap, sir. Congratulations, man. No, I'm getting freaking goosebumps thinking about that. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm just shaking up my paint. So if you're wondering what the heck this old guy's doing, I'm just shaking my paint. You got to shake your paint before you use it, okay? These type of paints. This isn't your home ec and, you know, finger painting classes you had as a kid. These are more advanced painting skills. So these are painting little toy soldiers, right? So like these little guys, you got to use special paint and special brushes, really tiny brushes to paint. So if you don't know, now you know. And then Rumbling Bubble said trying to collect all the OG Shinings in PSA 10. Whoa. Yeah, dude. Can't afford them now. Yeah, no, dude. I don't think anyone can afford all that, dude. That's my wife's book, the little book she has. It's probably worth about $1,000 estimated, right? With all her Pokemon cards, all the original 151, 152. WC said, do you have any mixing balls? I do. And I do put them in there. Sometimes it's really thick and you can't really hear it, but I do have mixing balls in the ones that I use the most. And I get those from Army Painter. So I'm sure you're familiar with Army Painter, but I think out of all the mixing balls, like that's a good price to pay for those. So those are the ones that I own personally. I'm going to use Corvus Black to paint the armor panels on my desert dudes. I'm not going Abaddon Black because I feel like that's way too dark. But I like Corvus Black because it's like a nice gray. It's not an absolute black, so I kind of like it for that armor paneling look that it gives. And I'm going to use that for now just to see what it looks like. So I think it'll look cool. And it does work for Krieg because the great coat is the only thing in like maybe their little combat trousers, but everything else is basically standard issue. So it's just they're on a desert planet. And I don't want them to look like, I have to avoid them looking like Steel Legion. So I have to be kind of careful with how I do them. Because if I made their great coats like yellow, or I make them look a certain way, they might get mistaken for the Steel Legion, which are very cool, by the way, Astra Militarum unit, but I'm not playing them yet. I would like a Steel Legion unit eventually, but these are Krieg, so I just want to make sure I distinguish them as Krieg. Oh, Magnus, you're back. Welcome back, sir. Yep, and then WC said, I was wondering because usually they're pretty loud. Yeah, you couldn't, yeah. You can't, this one, they're in there. It's just, it's really freaking thick, but I do have some, I think it's the Lead Belcher. I have a mixing ball in here, but you can't even hear it, dude. Here is Rakarth Flesh. I think it's in here. Come on. There's a mixing ball in here. It's in here. You just can't really hear it, but they are in here. Yeah. They do help, by the way. If you ever get yourself Citadel paint pots and they're a bit of a pain in the butt ski, if you want to help mix them, having mixing balls from Army Painter, the little stainless steel ball bearings, you could use them for freaking slingshots if you want to, but yikes. But they work really good in these little paint pots. So yes, great recommendation and a great question. Yes, I do. And then Rumbling Bubble says, would heating the paint help, like a warm water bath, or does it become too watery to paint? It would become too watery to paint, and warming them up does not matter. But I will say, painting in the cold does not help. So if I open my door and it's like 28 degrees outside, it'll actually thicken up your paints, and it makes it very hard, and the drying process is horrible. It takes way too long, and it won't dry right. It'll look all like someone took a fucking sponge and just stuccoed it. It looks horrible. So you want to paint indoors, ideally, okay? If it's too cold, it's going to mess up the viscosity of the paint. Another thing, if you're in a really humid or like a really hot, like let's say you're in Mississippi during the summer, which I've been to Mississippi in the summer, it is hot and it is humid and it is disgusting. That is not an optimal place to paint miniatures, even if you're indoors, because it's so humid, it literally ruins your fucking paints as soon as you open it up and you try to use them. So you have to have like a dehumidifier going and all this crazy shit. So that's another thing that will affect your painting. And if you're in Florida, super hot, super humid there, yeah, trying to paint in that weather, and you have horrible humidity, your paints are going to look horrible, dude. So that's something I've learned over my many years, and from watching other YouTubers or like reading Reddit stuff. Like, I've learned that your environment does matter. So whenever I'm painting, I like to be in a nice air and temperature controlled environment. So if you're doing spray painting or anything like that, that's when ventilation comes in. You don't want to do it in the cold. It's not ideal. So, of course, some people try it, some people do it, some people don't care. Is what it is, right? But ideally, all right, I just painted his helmet and his side armor, his little shoulder pauldrons. You can't really see it because it's already black, but I'm going to go ahead and paint his great coat, which I am using XV88. That peanut butter color looks really good as a contrast to Iraqi sand. Not a contrast, but a complement, if you will. It just looks really, it's a different shade. It looks really nice on as a coat. So it's got a nice smooth finish, but if you wash it with like Reichland Flesh Shade, it'll really bring out and it'll kind of make it look weathered. So you could even dry brush it on too. If you wanted to, you could dry brush this. I guarantee you could. All right, let's see here. Magnus said you can thin your paints on with a palette with water. Yes, you can. At least for acrylics, that's correct. Rumbling Bubbles says, not like mixing with water, but give the jar itself a bath. Nah, it doesn't work that way. And I wouldn't try. It wouldn't work. But it's an idea. You have to mix the paints up. You have to. Some people buy these little like vibraty things that like bzzz, they like put their paints on it and it shakes it up for you. You can do that. They're a little expensive, but like you can get them off Amazon for probably 30-40 bucks and they'll last you. But they're just annoying, in my opinion. A lot of like nail salon techs use those, and it's just because they're like tiny little, ladies that have to like shake these bottles up, and sometimes they don't want to deal with it. They'd rather just buzz every single one, then they're ready to go. So, and it's really loud in nail salons too. Just the buzzing and everything. Ugh, I hate that noise. I hate buzzing. WC said, I just don't see the purpose. Mixing balls and decent storing conditions are plenty. Yep, 100%. Yes, sir. And then WC said, oh, by the way, hey, Maggie. Maggie says, hey, WC. Magnus said, what happened in the last 15 minutes? So I've just been painting, man. I was going through the codex, and then once you left, I was like, well, I don't want to talk too much because I don't want you to miss out on me talking about the data sheets or anything like that. So Rubbling Bumble says, oh, I see. I have no idea about this stuff. Yeah, it's okay, man. You're learning about it. Yep. My friend's brother had a huge shelf for those feet. Oh, that's cool. He had a huge army, hundreds and... Dang. So you get it. You understand. Well, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and giving us a thumbs up, it really helps, man. So if you please subscribe, I'm trying to get to 500, and you can help me do that. Yeah. That sounds... Yeah, your brother's friend. If you're interested... maybe if you ever talk to him, he'll probably give you some, dude. He'll probably, if he has so many minis, he'll probably be like, oh, you want to play a game or you want to learn? He'll probably teach you, man, if he's a cool guy. So he's not too nerdy and weird about it, but it's a cool hobby. It really is. WC said nothing much. WC said another person joined the stream. Drippy Chicken went somewhere. Ellie signed off momentarily. We just talked a bit. Magnus said, all right, how much Krieger are you going to paint for this army? Magnus asked me. Points-wise, honestly, I haven't put a number to it yet. So I can't really say yet. Sorry. A lot. How's that sound? I want at least 3 basilisks. That's for sure. I want to have 3 fucking basilisks because those things are awesome. They can shoot up to what, 246 inches away? Yeah. With an earth-shaking cannon. Super awesome. Probably the best artillery piece in the game, bar none. And it's very accurate. And it does a lot of damage. And the reason why I want them is what you can do is you can harass the enemy on objectives. So this is where OC comes into play. Remember, Magnus, you were asking about OC? So the cool thing about playing the Guard is they have lots of tanks, lots of artillery, lots of guns, right? So Tau, that also comes to mind. But like what you can do is you can place your basilisks all the way in the back by your home objective, right? And you can have these things launch fucking cannons into the middle and almost towards the back of the entire map to kill enemy that are on objectives, or at least they want to get off the objective quickly because they're going to die, right? So what you could do is you can use your infantry to roll up in a armored vehicle, so long as it doesn't get blown up, right, and they don't all die. Or you can have them come in on foot quickly onto an objective and then cease your fucking shooting of your cannons. So you're doing artillery, you're hitting them, and it makes them want to scatter or they're all going to die. And then you're able to come up and have objective control with your army. So that's where the Astra Militarum is so good, is their guns, dude. Their artillery pieces, their mortars, all that shit. That's the bread and butter of the Astra Militarum, man. All the tanks that we have, like, use the best units. And a Basilisk doesn't really even cost that much. I think you could get them online for like 80 bucks each one, I want to say. I have 1, but I want 3. And they don't cost a lot in points too, so yeah. Awesome. Here we go. All right, back to comments. Rubbling Bubbles says, yeah, mixing by hand plus mixing balls are starting to sound like the best way to go about it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's like the best way, but I think it's like, it's better than not using the mixing balls, for sure. And I think a lot of pros do that too. I mean, there are channels where you'll see them. They'll have like these little shaker things. Like you can clip it in, it goes zzz, and it shakes your paint up for you. You can use that, you know, or you could have multiple of them and shake up all your paints. For me, I'm only using 1 or 2 or maybe 3 paints at a time. So if I'm doing something, I'm only going to use like 3 of these, but I have a bunch of them out, right? And then I'll have like some shades, and I'll have like technical stuff like glowing, you know, for glowing effects. I have my ink here for getting a good a base white, like titanium white is where it's at. Forget, I'm about to like get rid of all my other white paints, like my Vallejo white. I'm about to get rid of my Citadel Corvus Corax white. They're just not good. The white just sucks. It just sucks. So I'm trying this out, and so far so good. So far so good. And you can use it in an airbrush. Like, that's what I want it for too. It's nice and liquidy, and it dries pretty quick too. So it's a good thing to have in your collection of paints if you want to. Magnus said, the more we know. Oh, it's like a rainbow, right? Rumbling Bubbles says, is there a game behind it, or is it more like collecting and painting? So the cool thing about Warhammer is you could do a bunch of stuff with it. Like WC is saying, right? There he is. And Magnus said there's multiple Warhammer games, and Warhammer 40K is one of them. Correct. You got it, brother. And then WC said there's a bunch of sub-games that kind of fall under 40K. That's correct. So if you're looking for a cheaper 40K alternative, so 40K is like 2,000 point army list. When you say Warhammer 40K, either you think about the lore and the setting, or you think about the tabletop game. Warhammer 40K, standard game, 2,000 points. Each one of your guys is worth a number of points, right? So if this guy's worth 9 points, you can have like 20 units, whatever that number is, and then you subtract it from 2,000, and then you just keep filling everything up. So you could put tanks into it, you could put artillery into it, you could put trucks into it. There's so much you could do with this game. It's so cool, man. But let's continue on with the comments. And then Magnus said, if you're looking for a cheaper 40K alternative because it's too expensive, right, say, try 40K Kill Team. There you go. Yep. There you go. It's smaller and faster, absolutely. And I think the game is like an hour long if you play Kill Team. I've never personally played Kill Team, but I actually do want to play it. It does sound like fun, like Boarding Actions Kill Team. Just sounds fucking sick. I actually have terrain for it somewhere. But I have like little cheap terrain. It's like cardboard. It came with a starter kit for the Leviathan box. I have that Leviathan box. Or is it the Leviathan box? No, it's like some Warhammer starter kit or whatever I got, and it came with cardboard cutout that you can use as terrain for like a mini map. It's actually really cool. You could play that with Kill Team, you know. And then Warhammer Commentator said it's more like D&D, to be honest. So there you go. Yep. So there's your idea of like what Kill Team is. It's a little bit more D&D kind of. And then Magnus said getting some War Dogs on Sunday. Oh, fuck yeah, man. Are you coming to the chaotic side? Are you doing Chaos Knights? I know you're talking about that. Yeah, WC said, ooh, nice. And then WC asked the same question. Yep, Chaos or Loyal. And Magnus said, Chaos. WC said, nice. Yep. Magnus said, because spikes and skulls are cooler. Like skulls and candles. Yeah, dude, they are. They are. There's so much. Spikes and skulls are... I fucking love it, man. That's why I'm a Chaos player. They're fucking badass, man. They're so fucking cool. So I love Imperial too. Don't get me wrong. I love Space Marines. I love the Imperial. So I love the Grimdark, and but like Chaos is like almost the ultimate Grimdark. Almost. They're like close. I argue AdMech is pretty freaking Grimdark. So along with Dark Eldar and shit, right? And then Rumbling Bubble says, there's probably a lot of figurines, but any idea which one is the big troll / demon looking guy, fat stomach and 2 horns? I bet I know. Yep, WC beat me to it. He said the Great Unclean One. I bet it is the Great Unclean One. So that is Nurgle, right? So Nurgle's army, and that's a Chaos Demon. That's a Greater Demon, as they're called. Very strong unit. Very strong on the tabletop. And I'm a big fan of Death Guard, so Death Guard or 40K. But you can also play Nurgle and, forgive me, I don't know the Age of Sigmar, like Chaos Knights, but they're Nurgle aligned with like the slime and the ooze and the goos and the tentacles and the eyeballs and teeth. They're so fucking cool. They're so cool. Part of me wanted to do Death Guard and do an entire Death Guard army because they're so fucking cool. Maybe later on in this life, but for right now, I'm just Black Legion, man. So the bad guys. And then Magnus said, and a full melee armature is pretty sick. Is it? Did not know that. Did not know that. Good to know. And then Magnus said, "You're probably thinking of the Great." Yeah, there you go. Magnus is already. Yeah, dude. See, we got some knowledgeable people in here. So you're in the right group. If you want to learn more about Warhammer Rubbling Bubble, please subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel, man, and we will teach you all about it. But in a good way, you know what I mean? We're not gonna like blast you with all this information. Like this is probably a lot of information right now, but like we're giving you a good overview of it with a little bit of detail. It is a steep learning curve. Make no mistake. This is not an easy game to play. It is complicated, okay? But we can get you prepped and ready for when you do go to play, that you'll be not a total noob. Your noobometer will be a lot lower than most people who just show up with unpainted minis and go, hey, I'm here to play Warhammer's 40,000s, and I'm here to get all the Warhammers. Like, you know, like they don't bring dice or anything. They're just like, what do I do? And you're like, where's your codex? And they're like, what's a codex? And you're like, oh my God, dude. Don't be that guy, you know? Like, it amazes me how many people get into this hobby and have no idea or don't even try to fully understand it, or they don't look and do their research. Like, this is a lifestyle, brother. It's a lifestyle. It's a hobby, but it's a bit of a lifestyle too. Shaolin Mong said, me been bad. Magnus is like, what? W. Sid said 3, quite a lot of greater demons. Oh, because he has 3 of them. Oh, wow. I want a greater demon. Oh, wait, I have one. Be'lakor. I have Be'lakor. So there's a greater demon for you. The champion of Chaos Undivided. Rubbly Bubble says it is a good character. WC said, well, it's effectively a giant living tank. 100%. Yeah. It's a giant living tank. It's pretty badass, yeah. If you have a greater demon, they're very strong. You can kill them, but like for me, I would just avoid them and just kill all the little guys around them, and then just take all the objectives. So that's a strategy I use. Ignore the big bad. WC said, I don't know this one. Oh, and WC said, well, I'm actually not well-versed on Death Guard. And then WC said I'd have to go check the data sheet. Yeah, I don't know exactly the stats, but we could probably figure it out if you haven't pasted it already. Let me see. Okay. So WC later on said the demon itself is okay in melee, but his strength is giving all the units around him a feel no pain of 5+. Basically, there's a chance that after the damage is rolled out, 1/3 of it could be completely canceled. Yeah, that's amazing. So it's a boost, right? It's a greater demon has an aura and it affects other units, and it'll buff them. It's like a buffing unit, for example. So maybe it's not as good as like killing things, but like it's got what's the toughness of it? I'm curious. What's the toughness on that fucker? It's gotta be like 9 or 10 or something. It's gotta be really high. Maybe it's 12. Toughness 12. And then it's let me see here. Its wounds are probably really high too. So like a Krieg wound is only 1. Literally a 1. You can kill a Krieg unit like that. You can kill an individual guy, they're very squishy, like that. So if someone shoots at you and they freaking do any damage to you, which his toughness is only 3. Or is that? But its OC control is 7. Or 2, I'm sorry, 2. Leadership 7 up? I don't know. I like to read the codex more. This one is the back of the sheet. They do give you some of the data but they have symbols and they don't really. I'm still kind of. So, I like to read from the codex personally. So, or index cards. If you have index cards, it's a lot better. Magnus said I was going to do the Chaos Knight Thousand Suns thing. Hell yeah, dude. Do it. Yep. I would get maybe masking tape. I would recommend masking tape. That way you can do the Egyptian type paneling. You know what I'm talking about. And like the brass trim and everything to make it look really good. And then the blue. What blue would I recommend? Let me see. I got a whole box of blue down here. What would I recommend? Yeah. I have McCrag blue, which is decent, but you'd want like an Egyptian blue. You know what I'm talking about? So look at the color schema for those, and I would recommend buying those ones specifically. And then for gold trim, you're just going to use the good old Retributor armor. I think everyone who plays, everyone's going to have Leadbelcher. I don't care what faction you're playing, you're going to use Leadbelcher for something. You know what I mean? Rakarth Flesh. Everyone should have Rakarth Flesh in their collection. Corvus Black, Corn Red, you know what I mean? And then for yellow, I'm still trying to find a good yellow, man. I think I have Flash Gets yellow, and then I have Uriel yellow. They're both layers, so they're not bases. They're okay. And then I have Vallejo yellow, which I haven't used enough of it yet to really decide on how well it paints, but Vallejo's kind of wearing on me in a good way. So I have a lot more Citadel. I just hate the fucking pots. So, and there is a way to actually transfer your pots into shaker bottles, and there's like 3D printed, I'll post them up on the Discord actually. There's a way to you could buy these bottles individually, and then you can essentially convert this into this bottle. It's kind of cool. It does take time, but there are ways to do it where it's not as sloppy, and you're able to get more of the paint out of it, and then you can have your own little collection of these little bottles. But they're Citadel paints that we all know and love, right? Put that down. Okay. Where was I? And then WC said, and he can weaken one unit within 12 inches every turn. Damn. Yeah, that's a big distance. 12 inches to affect an enemy unit. Damn. And then Magnus said, the War Dog Carnivore is full melee armature. That's correct. And the closest thing the Imperium has to what my knowledge is the Armiger Warglaive. Yeah, dude. The Warglaive is sick. If only it had, like, the lance, you know, like that lance. That actually does a lot of damage, by the way. Like that little robot, you know, the robot chicken that the AdMech have. The guy on the Iron Strider. But it's got, like, that freaking big old fucking... the big old joust on the front. Man, that thing actually does a lot of melee damage. So... people might knock it, but it's actually pretty good on the tabletop in that way. And it's very fast. And it's really, the lore for them is absolutely hilarious, by the way. So it's another reason why I love the AdMech. And then Rumbling Bubble says, I see, that's like the only character I can clearly remember as it was so big and all the other ones were the small ones. Yep. There you go. You thinking of playing some? Yeah, I think he is, Magnus. WD said, man, the legend of 40,000 Warhammers does dictate that the one who gathers all shall rule the galaxy. That's right. When the Emperor was slain by Horus Heresy, Horus Heresy said, that's it, Emperor of mankind. I now own all 40,000 Warhammers. I love that meme. The Horus Heresy. It is I, Horus Heresy. Come to fight you, Emperor of Warhammer. Oh, God. Rubbly Bubbles said, I might need to ask my friend's brother about it. Seems like there's a lot to it. There is, man. I bet he would really like to share it with you. I bet he would. I bet he'd be like, oh, what do you want to know? Okay. And he'll probably tell you a little bit about it. Just careful touching it. Don't touch it. Don't touch anything unless if he gives you permission. Don't drop it. If you do, I mean, it happens, but they're not little toys. As much as they look like toys, they're not. Okay, they're board pieces like chess, right? But they're really fragile, so they can break, and it's not the end of the world if you break one. If it's a big one, though, that might hurt. But if it's just a little guy, like, whatever, dude. You just buy more. You could glue them back together. I've busted my guys so many times just dropping them, and I'm like, oh, shit, and I have to, like, glue the barrel back on. It's fine. So, it does happen. WC said it's a bit of a complex basic cycle and a lot of modifications to it, but once you get the glow, it really isn't too bad, yeah. So, talking about the glowing effects. Rubbly Bubble says it was the same with Pokemon cards. It seemed decently simple at first, yep, but when you go balls deep, it's really not simple anymore. 100%, dude. Yep. It's just like anything. You're like, oh, it looks pretty... It's like trying to learn how to skateboard. Bro, it's not easy. It's not easy, man. It looks easy. The pros do it. They make it look easy. It is not easy, man. Anything that's worth learning is not very easy to do. Like a violin or a piano. You know, you got to put work into it. But it's called a hobby for a reason, right? Magnus said, I was into Pokemon TCL. TCL? What that means. And collecting a while ago. You play. Rubbly Bubble says, mainly collecting, but I've played a bit. Yep. I played Pokemon when I was a kid. I haven't played since then, but it actually is a very good game. It's very fun. WC said, honestly, TS actually looks good with the TS Blue from the official shop. TS. So you're talking about the blue that would work for Thousand Suns Blue? Okay. So Magnus, using Thousand Suns Blue is a good idea. That's what TS stands for, so there you go. Magnus said, I don't know if the Knights are going to be a Thousand Suns theme, but I might try and replicate the box art of the Abominant. Ooh. Yeah, dude, the Abominant's so fucking cool. Oh, it's so fucking cool. I want the Abominant, but I don't have it. I've thought about it so many times. It's such a cool piece. Oh, it's so badass, dude. Dude, Chaos Knights, if you just go on Google and look them up, holy shit, it is amazing what people can do painting these things or even building them. They could custom make them, and they're fucking cool, man. There we go. WC said, an Arimon or Temple Guard Blue for highlights. There you go. Yep. Averland Sunset is a really good yellow for you. Oh, okay. There you go. Applies smoothly and is a base. Yeah. So I would write those down, Magnus. Write those down, man. If you want to do Thousand Suns Army, maybe not now, maybe in the future, I would write those down. Yeah. And it applies smoothly and as a base. Yeah, that's pretty hard to find a good yellow that applies good as a base. It's not easy to find that. Yeah. Oh, Mike Huntle's Harry 97 Robot Chicken was the shit. I did love watching Robot Chicken, by the way. Back when it was out on TV. R.I.P. to Cartoon Network, by the way. R.I.P. to all that, man. Adult Swim. That's so sad that's gone now. It lives up here. Lives up here. Yeah, really sad. Like Toonami, man. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was... These kids nowadays are missing out on so much that existed that... I mean, y'all have Nickelodeon still. Thank God you got Nickelodeon. But, like, without Cartoon Network, I'm like, what do y'all do, man? Like, what do you watch? Just go on YouTube all day? Like, play fucking Minecraft? What do you do, man? Like, shit. And then WC said its price is just ludicrous. Yeah, absolutely. And then Magnus said, might just kit bash the Warglaive and Serratus Lancer just to put the lance on the... Oh, dude, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, that looks so cool. Just to put a lance on it. I know, man. You could probably buy the lance online, or someone will 3D print it for you. But yeah, that would be... God, that'd be so cool. Something about a giant knight with a gun, like a flamer or something, or, I mean, I would probably give him like an autocannon or something, maybe even a plasma, maybe, but just to have that fucking lance, just to, just jam it right into the fucking enemy at full force, like, how badass is that, dude? I love, maybe, honestly, you could even give it a claw. If you're able to give it like a Ripper Claw and a lance, dude, that thing would be a melee god. That'd be so cool. And if only they made a chain lance. Just rips in, just rips them apart. A chain lance, there's one. Or a power lance. A power lance, holy shit. That would be awesome. Now we're talking sci-fi. Make that happen, GW. I want a power lance, damn it. Magnus said it's insane. I know, right, dude? D-Pro 007 said, I don't know what paint is the best realistic face portrait. All right. Magnus said I meant Pokemon TCG. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was like, TCL? What is TCL? What is that? And then Rumbling Bubbles said, what's an average price for the figurines and what would be considered an expensive figurine? Do they come in big batches or single packs? WC said, well, ... They are a tad expensive. Yes, they are. Magnus says, depends on what box you get and where you get it, but infantry from GW's website are maybe $60 a pop. Yeah, for about 3 to 10 figurines. That's correct. Or $40 for one character. That's correct. Yeah, it makes more sense to buy multiple, like a bigger box, rather than just an individual. But sometimes you can't find that individual anywhere else, so you have to just buy it. I've bought the Master of Executions because he comes as a standalone. He does come in other boxes, but like I don't want to buy an entire combat patrol just to use one guy. So I bought each of the Masters of Possessions. I think they're like $30 online off Amazon. It's pretty cheap. Free shipping. I just got them here, so I bought a couple of those. And they're really good to have in my army because I want to use one per each battle line troop because they can get you a CP if they kill a named character. So if you are in an engagement and you are attacking the enemy and they have a named character unit in that, you want to specifically make sure that that fucking Master of Executions lops the head off that guy because then you automatically get a command point for it. Now imagine 3 of those on the board. Depends on the enemy's army, right? But like, if it's a named character, that means if they name the character, this is Uriel Ventress of Macragge, right? We all know who that is. You kill him with Master of Executions, you get 1 CP automatically. That's pretty cool. So I just want to have a couple of them because maybe not all of them get that opportunity. But if just one of them get that opportunity, like let's say I have 3 units of Chaos Space Marine squads running around on the board, and one of them gets engaged with another named unit, I'm going to use that fucking Master of Executions to just slay that guy. And once he does, boom, CP in your pocket. And you can use it for stratagems. Magnus said, yup. And then WC said, with tanks and mechs ranging from $80 to $200, yeah. And then how many do you need to play? Oh my gosh, you're asking a lot of questions, little guy. It depends on what game. So if you were to play Kill Team, for example, you only need like, I think 7 to 8 little dudes, little Space Marines, and or Tyranids or whatever kill team set, Astra Militarum, if you want to use them. Like, there's so many kill team sets. You could be Corn Berserkers, which are really cool, by the way, and do like World Eaters kill team. That would be a really good kill team to have. Okay, really melee focused, very good units to have. They're not tanky, but they can do a lot of damage when they get into combat. So they are badass to have. If you want to own any chaos, you want to be the bad guys, dude, play friggin' World Eaters. Play Corn. WC said, and there's Forge World. I don't even think we need to know. Yeah, Forge World is thousands of dollars. Hundreds to thousands of dollars, but man, are they cool. And then WC said to play minimum like 7 boxes. Yeah, that's pretty fair. And then that's where the discount boxes come in, exactly like we were talking about. So depending on how many points are in a box, 300, 400, 600 points, that's really good. 800 points for one box, maybe if you're playing like a Adeptus Custodes or Adeptus Custodes. So that's another good, if you want to get into playing Warhammer and you want to have like the strongest dudes on the field, playing Adeptus Custodes is a pretty good, if you want to play good guys, they're a pretty good little army to have. So they're not perfect, but they're very good, you know, for what they are. I'm not an Adeptus Custodes player. I don't want to be. I could care less about the Banana Boys, but like I can respect them for who they are, what they represent, and then understand this to everybody in this room. The lore and the tabletop are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. Just because you have fucking Abaddon the Despoiler and you go up against some fucking unknown space marine, and that unknown space marine somehow kills Abaddon the Despoiler, you can't get all hissy-fitty fighty about it and say, that would never happen in the lore, that space marine would be dead. Look, dude, it's a dice game. You roll the dice, and the outcome's going to be different every single time. All right, there can be some consistency to it, depending on the units, depending on what their, how the dice affect them. But like, if you have orcs, you have a lot of guys that are shooting. You roll 50 dice, but they're inaccurate as shit, and they don't do as much damage. Why? It doesn't matter, you know. So orcs are fun to play. Don't get me wrong, but like the lore and the tabletop are not. They're not the same, unfortunately. As much as we wish they would be, we would love to do that. I guess that's kind of where different styles of gaming comes into play. And, you know, I mean, you could have fun with it. You can do casual games and have it lore specific, or like a narrative campaign or whatever. But like, you know, Logan Grimnar, even though he's a fucking badass chapter master of the Space Wolves, like if he gets bodied by a Tau in a war suit, and you're like, what the fuck, that would never happen. Like, yeah, in the lore, but on the tabletop, it's totally different. It's all about numbers, guys. It's all about numbers. It's all about the law of averages. It's all about rolling the dice and having chance. And sometimes if the dice are just not rolling hot, you're gonna have a bad day. But whatever, dude, like don't let it get to you if you can. If you can. It's not no one likes to lose. No one likes to lose. I don't like to lose. But you can't win every game. I don't think anybody ever has won every single game. There are, you know, like football teams and stuff. You could have your own record and stuff, but like no one's that good. Magnus said the giant ass lance and an armiger. Yeah, dude. If you're looking to start out, Combat Patrol may be a good start. That's how I started. Combat Patrol. Look them up. It's boxes you can get. They're like 170. I got mine for 150 bucks. They were on discount. Nobody wanted Black Legion. I don't know why, but I was like, I'll take them. They're fucking cool. I knew who they were. You know, I thought I wanted to play Adeptus Sororitas. I thought I wanted to play them, and then I kind of looked them up, and I learned that they're not easy to play. They're not very beginner friendly. They're actually very complicated to play. They have a lot of rules, and like they have a lot of individual units, and like reading their codex is very complicated. So along with like AdMech, for example, right? Like if you don't know how, if you don't understand, if you're not an advanced player, there are advanced armies. So Adeptus Sororitas is one of those. They're not easy to play. But if you want to have a good, easy army to play, Adeptus Custodes, right? If you want to be more intermediate, I guess you could just play Space Marines for what they are. Chaos Space Marines fall into that line as well. But there's easy armies, and then there's really hard armies, and they're not all easy to play. Astra Militarum, they're not easy to play. They're kind of hard to play. Okay, but I would say they're intermediate. I mean, some people could argue that they're way harder than that, but in my opinion, they're intermediate. But you have to understand the game, because if you get an entire army and you spend all this money on it, and then you go to play and you're like, wow, these guys fucking suck. Like, you don't want to be that. But here's the thing. Everything changes. Your army might be bad 1 year, and then Games Workshop changes everything, updates the codexes, does some fucking balancing of the data sheets, or they nerf, right? They might nerf an army, or they might boost an army, right, to where they're broken. That might be your guys. Like right now, it's not advantageous to play as Imperial agents, which sucks because it's the fucking Inquisition. It's literally the Inquisition. They're probably one of the most powerful organizations in the Imperium of Man. You get the fucking access to all the assassins. Eviscer Assassin, Calexis Assassin. You get access to fucking Grey Knights. You get access to the Sisters of Silence, because they're technically a part of the Inquisition, right? They got the eye on them. What about individual Inquisitors and their retinue? You get access to so much with the Inquisition. They're such a cool army, but the shitty thing is that they suck on the tabletop. They don't play well. The individual units aren't there yet. It's a newer army too, so like don't give up on them. But like, I love the fact that even exists, because a couple years ago they didn't exist. They were like, I think it was like 2-3 years ago, if even, maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know when, but the Imperial Agents army came out, like the faction, and I was like, oh, that's fucking sweet. So you can play as an Inquisitor, almost like D&D style, right? A Lord Inquisitor, if you will. But they're not good on the tabletop right now. So if GW wants to, they could boon them up, and they could start actually fucking some shit up on the tabletop, and that would be awesome. I would love to see that, because in the lore, they're very strong. They're a force to be reckoned with, right? Death Watch, like, hello, they're a part of the Inquisition. Order Xenos. Like, why is that not a thing? Anyway, let's continue on with the comments. I'm sure many of you actually agree with me. WC said, unlike the rules of 40K, GW provides combat patrols, which are completely free. That's correct. Yep, you could find them anywhere. You don't have to buy a codex. How cool is that? And here's the cool thing. If you're playing as combat patrol, you could also field them in 40K too. So you don't have to feel as like risk adverse to, like, if I buy these units, let's say you buy a kill team, but for whatever reason, you can't use those kill team guys that you painted up in 40K. Combat Patrol is like the bridge in between, where you can actually play those guys as Combat Patrol, or if you want to put them into your bigger army, you can do that. Okay, just make sure you keep track of everything when you're building it. There's like specific rules to Combat Patrol, but Combat Patrol, you don't have to worry about detachments. You don't have to worry about the little nuances and all this stratagems and all this crate. It's a lot more simple. Some would call it one-page rules almost, but like Combat Patrol is a lot easier to play. I think it's like 2 hours roughly to play Combat Patrol. 40K is like 3 to 4 hours sometimes. If you're playing against someone and you're really, maybe you're a little bit slower, maybe they're a little bit slower, you're still learning things, it could take 4 hours to play a game of 40,000, right? With 2,000 points. But like, if you know what you're doing, you're pretty good at it. Like, if you go to a grand tournament, dude, they're playing 2 hours. 2 hours is a stop clock to play Warhammer 40,000 with 2,000 points against multiple people in one day. Like 2 hours per person. Like, you have to really know what the fuck you're doing, and you have to play really pretty fast. So I would not recommend going to a tournament. If you're a brand new player, you can go to them to observe, to hang out, maybe look at some of the stuff, maybe you get to talk to some people about it. But like, do not go into a grand tournament if you have not played multiple times, either with yourself. That sounds nasty, but I'm saying like you're pretending as if you're playing against someone else just to get an idea of how to wrap your head around it, right? So how do you play this game? How does this work? Continuing on with the comments here. Yeah, and the cost for the Codex is $60. Yes, they do. That is correct. Yep. Magnus said I did not know that. Yep, that's correct. And he said on what website? So this is anywhere, bro. If you want to buy a Codex, a physical one, they're usually about $60. I've seen some for $50, but like, you have to go to a gaming store and they'll have the library of books, and you'll need to choose the specific Codex. Make sure it's the right edition. Sometimes you can get them at like, there's like Books A Million, if you've ever been there. It's kind of like a thrift store for books. I have seen Codexes there. Just make sure they're 10th edition, or wait until 11th edition, which is next year, supposedly. Well, this year. This year, supposedly. I don't know. They can release it whenever, but usually it's every 3 years, and it's usually during the summer. So, like June, July. And Magnus said on what website? Pretty much any website, dude. You could probably buy a used Codex off eBay for like $30, dude. So, and then Warhammer Commentator said the app has an up-to-date combat patrols for every faction, every rule. There you go. I have the app on my phone. Yep. So it's a lot easier to play, and it's more accessible. It's just more beginner-friendly, and like, it's still fun. It's still fun. I know it's not as like grand and as glorious as having your full 2,000 point army list going up against someone else and just smashing each other into oblivion while getting points on objectives. But like, combat patrol's fine, man. I think Kill Team, I've heard Kill Team's fun as well. I haven't played it, but I would like to. And then WC says, makes it only cost $170 for an entire army. Yeah, I mean, that's for Kill Team, or for Combat Patrol, exactly. And then WC said it not $1,200. Yeah, I mean, it can be pretty expensive. And then Magnus said Combat Patrols in Canada are like $200. Yikes! Yeah, dude, that's expensive, man. If you want to go to your Warhammer store, you can. They don't really have clearance or like cheaper options, but if you go to a local hobby store that actually has like tabletop minis and stuff, like here we have Games and More, it's the company name, but like, they're probably the only place in town to like get any access to Warhammer or anything. And sometimes they might have it on sale, but not always. So, and sometimes just looking online is probably your best bet. That's how I buy a lot of my stuff, rather than going in and actually buying it. Unless if I want it right then and there, or I just want to make sure it's the real thing, I'm not getting something for China or some bullshit. Like, I'm going to make sure that I go in and purchase what I want, or money's not an option. I got money for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, then I can go into Games Workshop and get the Be'lakor because he's fucking cool and I want him. So, there you go. There are websites online of discount codes and certain companies that do sell them a little bit cheaper, but they might get you shipping. So keep that in mind. And then Amazon's a lot better now. They're a lot better now than they used to be. Buying off eBay, you're probably going to spend a lot more money on an army because they're probably going to price them up. But if you want to get a Codex or something like that, that's a throwaway item, you're going to have your best bet is buying them probably on eBay, or you could just go to your local hobby store and get them there if they have them. So, all right, continuing on. Magnus said it sucks. Yeah, it does suck. Ooh, Jackie Kiwi, dude. Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you for joining me. If you wouldn't mind subbing, you are a Necron player and you just got the king, dude. Necrons are sweet, man. there's so many cool factions in this game. They're so fucking badass. Yeah, the Silent King is so dope, dude. Have you put them together yet? Or are you just got the king? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, outstanding. Yep, you got the Silent King. Wow. How's he to build? Easy, to be honest. Oh, that's interesting. Nice. I did see... I was on a channel earlier because I do watch live streams of other YouTubers, and I found a YouTuber who does something similar to this. So he's a hobby channel. He streams live hobby stuff, but he showed the instructions for the Necron. Oh my god, I'm getting a blank. I'm getting so tired, people. The dragon. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about, the dragon. And he was showing the photos of what it was to piece that mini together, and he's like, they make it look so simple, but there's so many attachment points. It's like crazy to build, and I was kind of laughing at it. So, but yeah, Necrons are freaking sweet, dude. They're really cool. And then Magnus said, I considered playing Custodes at one point. Might look back on in the future. Yeah, see, there you go, man. The nicest thing is Custodes are the cheapest army. Yes, they are. They are worth it. If you're going to play and you're going to start playing the Banana Boys, Custodes are a great way to get into the hobby and have a good army that you can play. And, like, they're strong on the tabletop. You're not going to get bodied as fast. You're not going to get tabled, as they call it. They can still get a lot of objectives. I don't know what their stratagems are like or their detachment rules. I don't think there's many, but that's kind of a good thing because then you don't have as many complicated things. It's like there's only 2 core, or there's like 1 army rule, and you know, like the army rule page, and then there's the detachments are like 2 or 3, you know, compared to like fucking Chaos Space Marines. I think we have like 6 detachments we can choose from, which is awesome, by the way. I love that. And then Magnus said, but half of their world models are Forge World. Yeah, unfortunately. So, unless if you're playing up against someone who's like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit, and you could play an earlier edition, like 9th edition, for whatever reason. There are people who do that, so. And then their battle force is usually basically like 1,000 points, and their combat patrol is like 700, yeah. So there you go. Like a Battle Force box is like 1,000 points in 1 box, which is a great deal. And then a Combat Patrol, which is 700 points. Like I said, like 800 points, 700 points. That's really worth the value for your dollar, if you will. So the minis that come in the box compared to buying them outright or compared to building a different army, like you're going to get more points out of Adeptus Custodes than you would buying Imperial Agents or like Battle Sisters, right? So like Adeptus Sororitas, you're trying to build that army. It's very expensive because Astra Militarum too. They're so expensive because you need all this big stuff because these little bitty guys are only like, what are they, like 6 points or whatever? I'd have to look it up, but like they're not much individually. So, but like you get tanks, you get the bigger stuff. That's what really eats up your points, and that's a good thing because you could play with all infantry, but, like, good God, with that, your fucking opponent would hate you so much because it would take forever. Hey, thank you very much for the hearts and everything, people. I appreciate that. That really helps. You wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to this channel. It helps me so much. I'm trying to get to 500, and you can help that. You can make it possible. And then WC said resin just sucks. Yeah, it can, man. Or at least GW resin sucks. Yes, it can. Jackie Kiwi said, I use Tomb Blade, Silent King, 30 Warriors, Doomstalker, Tazen the Infinite, Plasma Mancer, Scarabs and Spider, Overlord, Royal Warden, and a few others in my Necron army. Dude, that's awesome, bro. Those are fucking sick. Yes. Hey, if you would like access to the Discord, Jackie Kiwi, I would love to have you in the Discord. It is free. I don't have a membership or anything crazy like that, but I would love to see your Necron army, man. If you would like to join, I can post that in here. Or if you, well, you weren't in this chat earlier, but I'll post the Discord, and I would love to have you join us, man. I'm looking for more 40K people like us to be in it and show off our models, and I would really like you to be a part of that if you would like to. So it's my invitation to you. Would you like to join the Discord? Magnus said, I looked up their website. Actually, what the fuck is up with the prices? Yeah, dude. WC said it's insane, man. And then Forge World is an actual scam in a way, even moral. Yeah, it's not even right, dude. Magnus said, wild, bro. Normal models aren't. No, they're usually not that expensive. But a Titan? Oh, I would love a Titan, dude. Oh, absolutely. Jackie Kiwi says, Necrons are OP. Flames 126 says, you need a haircut. I mean, you're right. I actually do need a haircut. It's getting a little long, but I used to buzz my hair, man. I was in the military for a long time, and I used to have short hair. I used to have a fade all the time, but I've been growing my hair out, and I like it. It's just a lot to manage, not gonna lie. And then Warhammer commentator said, just imagine building a Warlord Titan of resin. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. Don't drop that thing. And then... Triangle says, I've been in here since like 11 and I have not been acknowledged. What are you talking about? What's up, man? Glad you're in here. Triangles. What's up, man? I know you... Triangles, are you in the Discord? I can't remember. Oh, WC said he's really far behind. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm back here now. I'm getting more caught up, so it's hard to keep up. I'm not even painting right now because I'm just trying to read all the comments. Not a bad thing, but... Yep. So you and your bud play, Oh, Jackie Kiwi says, I don't play in tourneys, just me and my mates every Monday. Got a huge setup in the loft that we leave set up, and we can play big. Nice, man. You got the life, dude. That's fun. Does it ever get boring, though, because you're just playing the same people, or is it still fun? I'd imagine it's still fun. Magnus said, yeah, sometimes me and my friend play the scrimmage games, and they're missing a ton of rules. It's fine, man. Triangle says, the only game I play currently is Worth Under Mobile, and I'm cracked on it. Oh, there you go. Yep, War Thunder Mobile. That's right, man. That's your jam, and there's nothing wrong with that, dude. I've never kept to a mobile game ever longer than like half a year. It's very rare I ever do. I had one game I used to play all the time. It was a first-person shooter game, and I would actually buy shit in it, and it had me hooked. And the server shit out on me, and I lost everything, so I just gave up. But it was a fun game to play. It was a really fun game to play. I don't know if it's probably still around, but... Jackie Kiwi said, yeah, man, I have Discord. I'm actually on my wife's profile right now, so I have a different name on my Discord. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Triangles says, I have a Discord. The link is in his posts. Send it, and I'll get a app on. Okay. Yep. Thomas Foster says, hey, I'm from Columbia, Missouri. Hey, what's up, man? I've actually been to Columbia multiple times. So my wife went to Mizzou, and then I got a brother-in-law out there with his family, so we go and visit quite often. Some of her best friends are in Columbia, Missouri still too, so. What's up, Thomas? Jackie Kiwi says, never boring, we create objectives. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's dope. Yeah, so you're always, okay. So you're always changing things up. That's what, I love that, man. You got a good group of friends then. That's what I want. That's what I want, dude. Thomas Foster said, what are we talking about? Magnus said, what's your favorite objective? Triangle says, explain. Talking about Warhammer 40K, sir. That's what Magnus said. Yes, that's correct. Okay, thanks for the info. Of course. All right, Jackie Kiwi, I'm going to go ahead and go into my laptop, which is right here. And I'm going to put the link for the Discord in there, and you can join it, man. I would really like you to be a part of this. And you can showcase things. So there's a showcase channel, and that's where you can post all your minis and what you've been working on, or like what you're really proud of. So let me go on my little computer, and I will be right back. Even though my computer is literally right here, but... Be right back. Join the Discord. Get the invite to server. Copy the link. The link is good for 7 days, so if I were you, I would just join it right away. There we go. And then Magnus said, CZZ, are you going to put the link in your bio soon? I did. And I have a new subscriber, 2 new subscribers. Yay. And then Jackie Kiwi, if you wouldn't mind also subscribing to the channel, that really helps too. I'm trying to get to 500, so please, please, and thank you. And then Magnus, I did put it in my bio. So if you go to my main YouTube page, in the description, it'll have in there the link. You should see it. I checked it and I was able to see it because I logged in through a private window, and I was able to see it, like a private browser, so it's not like it doesn't register as you, and you should be able to see it. But Jackie Kiwi, there's the link for the Discord. If you wouldn't mind joining, brother, we would love to have you over there, man. We're a really good community. We're a good group of people. We're not bullies here. We're not mean. Sometimes we fuck around a little bit and have some jokes, but like it's never at the expense of anybody. We want to be, we're a really good group of people. So great group of individuals. We're intelligent. All of us have other hobbies too. Like some people on here even have their own YouTube channel, you know? So we would really like to have someone like you to join, and especially if you're a Necrons player, dude, like that's cool. They're a great army, so like I'm not hating at all. Oh, he's in? All right. Hoplite, let's go. Thank you for joining, man. Woohoo! Sweet. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. Arigato gozaimasu. And you sub too. Thank you. Yes. You're the kind of people I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to build this channel, and I'm trying to do it the right way, and I really appreciate it. It's really nice. It's really nice to meet you. Where are you from, by the way? Spend a little bit of time talking about it. And then Magnus said, I'm making a short right now for a Krieg painting tutorial. Dude, absolutely. Let's go. I'll watch it, man. Heck yeah. I'd love to see that. Also, oh, you're from England. Oh, okay. Even better. Even better, man. So you're British. British people are cool. And I love 40K. I love so much about British culture. So I'm an American myself, but I really respect the British a lot. So I'm not a hater at all. But I'll put my little BRB guy back. I just thought this was funny, so I created him because I'm like, I don't have a way to tell people I'll be right back on a live stream. I was gonna do like a little posted card or something, but I was like, nah, I might as well use this guy. It's a little Joy Toy figurine that I bought, and he's just holding a little BRB sign. I think it's kind of funny. All right. He's got some Tau. Let's go. Yep. There you go, man. So welcome to the channel. Welcome as a new subscriber. I am really glad you're here. And especially you're from UK. That's even cooler, dude. So we're casting the net wide and far. So I'm glad we're able to reach people on the other side of the world, man. That's really cool. Yep, and we'll sub to you as well. If you have a channel, Triangles, we'll subscribe to you, dude. Yep, see, there you go, already done. Magnus, make sure that all of your posts are public. I thought I was like looking at someone and I wasn't able to see their videos because they were on private. So just make sure that your profile settings and that your video settings are on public so other people can view them. So just something to mention to you new YouTubers. If you have a YouTube channel, make sure that your videos are public That way they can be viewed more. And then while you're building your channel, for whatever reason, when you create, like WC, you probably see this too, bro. Whenever you create a channel or like a video, it automatically makes it private. I don't know why. So you have to go in and edit it and make it public, or else people don't see it. So it's kind of annoying, but just make sure you touch that before posting a video, okay? Or if you have a video, you can edit it and make it public. So Magnus said, I demand you subscribe to me. Yep. So please subscribe to Magnus too, and then WC Warhammer Commentator, please subscribe to him as well. We're trying to grow our channels. And then Triangles said, no worries, man, I'll try to find you. Yeah, it might be kind of hard to find him because that's his at Magnus Mags, but he has a, like, try to search him up with the at symbol. I think you could find him that way. Because, like, sometimes your channel name is different than your user tag. So mine's pretty close, but I just put the number 0 in the at instead, just because it's shorter. So there you go. Magnus said he did TikTok vids for a while ago. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing TikTok too. My wife tells me, like, hey, you should consider doing TikTok stuff, but maybe to drive content over to this channel. We'll see. So it's a lot to manage all these different softwares and applications and making videos and posting them. So I'm trying not to kill myself doing this. So just doing it in an organic way. Like, I'm not buying subscribers as much as I wish I could sometimes, but I'm doing this like from the ground up, you know, and you guys are helping me do that. And I'll help you too. So if you have a channel, you want to get up to I think you need 100 subscribers to go live. So I think WC just hit 100 subscribers, so he should be able to go live now, which would be awesome. I'd like to see his live videos. That'd be cool. So just tell me whenever you're going live, or if you plan on doing that, man. I'll watch it. If I'm able to, of course. If I'm busy, then but I'll watch it after. So. And then Warhammer currently has a much larger presence on YouTube than TikTok. Oh, okay, interesting. And then Jackie Kiwi says, I'm kind of overloading your Discord with photos. That's fine, brother. No, please do. It's okay. Yeah, show us what you got, man. That's what it's for. That's cool. Yep, and then Magnus said, I'll check out the photos soon. Yep. So we'll see what you got going on over there, man. That's fun. No, that's cool, dude. So that's good. That's what I like to see. I like to log into Discord and see new messages or see photos and all that. I know I'm not on it all the time, but I now have it on my phone. I should have done it sooner, but I didn't. Bad Travis. But now I have it on my phone, so I can actually take pictures and upload it, because I was trying to do it like take a picture and email it to myself, and I was like, this is so stupid. I just need to get the app on my phone and just do it. So awesome. And then Magnus said, I want to get a webcam and clamp on a stand for a desk so you can stream. Yes, that's a good way to do it. Try to get it that at least has 1080p. If it has 4K resolution, it's going to be expensive, but it's worth it. It really is. Like, this webcam I have is 4K capable, but, like, it's just a pain in the butt to work with, so I might return it and get something else. So I'm still figuring it out. It's a DJI. It's supposed to be really good, but it's just a pain in the ass, so we'll see. Yeah, not until after the ski session, yeah. No, that's fine, dude. This is your busy time, man. You're a ski instructor, like, literally you're on the mountain, bro. Jackie Kiwi said, LOL, after all that, I forgot my Doom Scythe. The Doom Scythe. That's what Eldar have, right? As their weapon. I know are you talking about, is that what I'm thinking about? The Doom Scythe? Or am I thinking about Emperor Scythes? What do you mean, bro? Oh, Necron? Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar. I'm not as familiar with Xenos. I apologize. Like, you ask me anything about orcs, like, bro, I don't fucking. They're like, oh, name this fucking war boss. I'm like, Big Krumpa Killa. I don't, you know. Okay, so the Necron Doom Scythe looks like a starfighter. Okay, so you got a vehicle too. Damn. Triangle says POV overloading Discord. Yup. Triangle says starfighter. Where? Which one? Well, look at these Necrons, dude. Holy shit. Catan shards. That's what they are. The Void Dragon. Gosh, why'd that just come to me now? I was like, oh, the dragon thing. Duh. The crescent-shaped ship. Yup. That's what the Doom Scythe is. Okay. This one. It looks like it's basically a starfighter. It's like something out of Stargate SG-1, bro. Like, literally, you think of, like, alien ships. Like, the Necrons definitely have some alien technology. Xenos technology, for sure. Such a cool looking model, the Doom Scythe. Yeah, dude. Dude, my work schedule's fucked. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you're busy. Yep. Triangles says, I need the Discord. All right, Triangles, you can join it, man. I posted it in this chat. If you scroll up, man, I put the link in here. So, just don't spam it or be, don't be too annoying, please. Just don't be a butthole. That's all I ask. Don't be a butthole. So, but you're good to, if you have Warhammer stuff or like any of your hobby stuff, Triangles. Oh, you don't have Discord? Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to create a login and listen up, Triangles. I'm an older guy, right? Dude, I was using Discord in fucking college because my classmates were like, hey, let's use Discord instead of Microsoft Teams. And it worked really well. If you're a young guy, Triangles, which you are, just get Discord because sometime in your life, you're going to have a bunch of friends who are like, bro, what's your Discord? And you're going to be like, I don't have one. Just get it and figure it out. It is good to have, Triangles. It's not, you don't have to do it, but like if you're a young guy growing up in America or whatever, or in Canada or wherever, you could probably ask any of the people that are in this chat, like Magnus, WC, a bunch of other people. Forever Lurk 2 probably has a Discord. He probably doesn't even have a Facebook, but like Discord is like used all over the place. So it's just good to have one. You don't have to get one, but like I would recommend it. You're going to use it eventually. You're going to use it when you get to high school. You're probably going to use it. When you get to college, you're probably going to use it if it still exists. Maybe it gets bought out and they change it into something else. Nothing lasts forever, right? But there's a little bit of a life advice for you. So, technology changes, but it's better if you change with the technology because it's always changing. So it sucks. And like, I'm a young guy. I grew up as a millennial. Like, I grew up in the 2000s, man. When computers were first starting, the internet was first starting. Like, it was such a cool time to be alive. And just to see what it's become now is like insane. So anyway, it is getting kind of late and I'm getting pretty tired. So it's about 150 minutes. This did go a lot longer than I planned as a live stream, but I actually really enjoyed this live stream. I didn't get a whole lot of painting done just because I've been talking a lot, but it's like good to hang out with you guys. And it was really great to get 3 new subscribers to the channel. Like, I'm super pumped for that. I thank you so much. I've been trying to get over 210 for a while. And then we have some new friends that joined our Discord, and I do want to thank you so much for that. And then Jackie Kiwi says, currently no base for my arc. Yeah, you got to get like the hovering base. I know what you're talking about with the clear acrylic. Yep. Eventually. No rush. Like tanks, you don't have to have a base, by the way. You can just field tanks on a tabletop and it's fine. I've never seen that be against the rules. Even though they come with a base, like, or you could put them on a base, like, don't. There's no need. It looks cooler without a base anyway, but And then Magnus said got 2 shifts during the week from 4:14 to 9 o'clock, and then a shift on Sunday from 7:45 in the morning to 10 p.m. Oh God, no way. Or you mean 7:45 to 10 in the morning? Fucking shit, your schedule is whack, homie. Oh Lord, no thank you. Ooh. I would consider complaining a little bit. I know that sounds crazy, but I would consider bringing it up and just be like, hey, is there anything we're going to do to fix the schedule? And they might look at you like, what do you mean? But I know that's not very fair. I just don't want them abusing you. Yeah, 7:45 till 10? Is it because you're working 40 hours? That's how they do it? It's probably how they do it. Damn, that's a long day, dude. I'm sorry. I've worked long days too. I know what it's like. I've worked 3rd shift too, so I've done night shift. Yeah, I've worked 12-hour shifts before. It sucks. Yep. In the military, I've worked 48 hours, 72-hour shifts, no sleep. Ugh. 24-hour shifts, yep, I've done that. No, thank you. Lots of sleep deprivation in the military, folks. These bags under these eyes are not luxury. And then homie said, I already did because I almost, oh yeah. But hey, I get to go ski. Yeah, you do. It's a pretty fucking sweet job, man. Yeah, but I think they might be a little bit, you know. I'm glad you did say something though. Yeah. I would, if it was me, I would just be like, hey, this is kind of unsustainable. You know, you guys are killing me. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is, I guess. 4:30 in the morning here was setting down to sleep, and I found your channel, and now I've made a coffee. Oh. Well, Magnus said I get free season passes and an infinite amount of hot chocolate. So win on my part. I love hot chocolate, man. That's so funny. I mean, you got a pretty sweet job, man. Not everybody can say that's what they do. So that's dope. I'm going to have to come visit you one of these days. Me and Maddie are talking about it. So, and when we say it, we mean it. We might just come up and visit, and you could teach us how to ski or show us around or something, man, because I want to learn. So one of these days, maybe next year would be more optimal. We'll see, right? And then Magnus said, I'm lactose intolerant, so I just tough it out. Ooh, I'm sorry. Well, if you can drink it with water, you know, instead of milk, it is better with milk. Don't get me, it's so much better with milk, dude. And then Jackie Kiwi says, I'm going to stop posting in Discord for now. I'm spamming, LOL. No, you're fine, man. You're not too bad. You're not too bad. Spamming is if it's unwanted. So if you're posting stuff that's irrelevant, or you're posting like a lot to where no one else can say or see or do anything, then you're spamming. So my rule is just don't spam stuff that's irrelevant. I don't have it in the Discord. I'm probably gonna make that as a rule, but you know, and try to keep it clean. You know, we're all guys, we're all adults, you know what I mean? But try to keep it clean. So there might be some rules in there for that too. I haven't really decided yet. Like, I like big boy rules. So if you don't know what those are just like, I don't have to say it because most of you already know what they are. Like, treat each other with respect. Don't be a douche canoe, right? You could post any hobby stuff that you want. So if you want to post skiing stuff, like, that's dope, dude. If you want to show off your skis, like, I don't know what you're using, bro. Or like, Magnus, if you could tell me what are some really good goggles that don't fog up, I would like to buy some. I don't have the ski gear yet, but like, I want my own personal pair of fucking goggles, damn it. So. Yeah, a lot of photos. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Just post a little bit here and there, man. I don't have as many photos, surprisingly. Like, I have a lot of photos or screenshots of other people's work, and I use it as inspiration because I see some people like on Facebook or all the Warhammer memes, or not Warhammer pages. Sorry, I'm getting kind of tired. Warhammer pages, and man, the things people can create is just with plastic resin is phenomenal. It really is. The things people can do, and just when you think you've seen it all, you get someone who posts something and they're like, I've been working on this for like a year, and you're like, oh my God, that is incredible. So, it's a really cool hobby, man. I love this hobby. And then Triangle said, oh, Magnus said get a Discord mod. Okay. I will do that. I will make you it if you want to do it, Magnus, if you wouldn't mind. I'm not like putting pressure on you, dude. I know you got a lot going on, but like if you want to be a mod, that would help. So I didn't know you could do that. I apologize. I've used Discord for like schoolwork and like in IT. Okay. All right, sweet. All right. Nose goes for Discord mod. Yeah. Yep. But I can make you mod, man, if you just want to just keep people in line if need be. The Enforcer is what they call it. So it's like a motorcycle club like Hell's Angels and shit. You got that one guy who's the Enforcer. That's the one guy you don't fuck with. That's you. So you're the Enforcer of this army. But ooh, the good tier goggles that don't fit up that don't fog up can be pricey, as it's mostly name brand like no fog goggles. Look at Oakley, Rosenagel, and I'll put okay. I would appreciate that, Magnus. I'll look at them. I like Oakley. I have so many Oakley sunglasses, dude. Like that's my shit. Obviously from the military, but I like them. They're durable, but they're like, if you break them, you're like, whatever, you know? Like, they're not like Prada or fucking Gucci. I have one pair of Gucci sunglasses, and I wear those every once in a while. But those, I don't really wear anything too fancy. I usually just like my Oakleys, man. They're good in so many ways. Or when I rode my motorcycle, I had my Oakleys on, too. Ooh. Call the roll the Commissar. Oh, I like that even more. Commissar Magnus. That's you, bro. Not the Enforcer. You're basically an Enforcer, but you're Commissar Magnus. That's a cool Warhammer name, dude. Commissar Magnus. That's badass. There you go. That's your nickname. That's sick. Jackie Kiwi said, look like I got a wife to fund my hobby. Oh, wow. Yeah, my wife, she luckily understands my hobby and she's supportive. Obviously, she's like, don't go fucking overboard with it, but, she appreciates what it does for me. So I'm really glad I have a supportive wife. Because, like, I don't really have many other hobbies. Like, I've tried a lot of hobbies, but this is one that I'm actually pretty good at, is, like, painting and, like, assembling these little dudes. So luckily I have that. Like, at least I'm good at something. I'm not good at a whole lot, believe it or not. So that's why I'm the chaotic crafter. Yes, I'm a chaos player, but also because I'm a little chaotic-y sometimes when I'm doing things. So I guess it's ADHD, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Commissar Magnus goes fucking hard. Fuck yeah, it does. Commissar Magnus. That's badass. Oh, Jackie Kiwi says, what's your favorite faction? So, yeah, I like Chaos, of course. I did talk about my favorite Loyalist chapters. So, like, Black Templars, right? That's my favorite Loyalist chapter / Space Marine Legion on the good guy side. You know what I mean? Like, Raptors are fucking cool. Imperial Fists are actually pretty dope. As much as they're like vanilla Space Marines, but they're pretty badass. And then Salamanders, I really respect them for what they are. Space Wolves are cool. I could name off a bunch of them. I mean, I'm not a huge Ultramarines fan, but like I respect them, and they're the ones who got me into this hobby. So I don't hate them, but you know that's not my number one faction. I'm a Black Legion player, but like my favorite bad guy faction. I mean, I love the Night Lords. Don't get me wrong. I love what they do as much as they're fucked up and they're super edgy, and I get it. But like the Night Lords are super grimdark, and I like their lore a lot. Even though they're not a powerful legion anymore, like they're not. But like I read the Omnibus and I was like, damn, they're fucking badass. And then, I mean, I love a lot. I love a lot about Chaos. I'm not gonna lie. I play Black Legion, so that's my main army. But I do have like Krieg too, so that's like Imperial side, Astra Militarum, and then maybe one of these days I'll have another army. I'm not too sure, so we'll see. We'll see. And I love the Death Watch too. They're fucking super fucking cool. So big fan of Death Watch. Magnus said favorite faction, maybe something like Knights. Yep. Space Sharks, yeah, the Space Sharks, yep. They're so cool, man. What are they called? Carcharodons. Carcharodons. Yep. Carcharodons are freaking sick, dude. And then Jackie Kiwi says, I love the reanimation of Necrons. If you have the correct models, the stratagems are insane. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, Necrons, they're brought to tournaments for many reasons because they're very good. They're awesome. And then you guys just got a brand new Chaos, or a brand new Necron Lord, if you will, the Destroyer in the 500 Worlds. So you guys just got him. He looks fucking sweet. So you guys are getting a big comeuppance because of this 500 Worlds thing. Necrons are just a great faction to play. Probably overall, I hate to say that. Like, again, they're not like my super favorite, but like, they're really fucking cool. So, like, yeah, they're fucking, their models are so fucking cool. So I'm a little jealous of that, but I'm already balls deep into Black Legion and fucking Astra Militarum, so Daddy can't afford any more of that. But maybe one day, right? I also have Dark Angels, but I got them gifted to me. I don't know how to play them at all, by the way. Yeah, the reanimation that Necrons can do on the tabletop is like the craziest shit ever. It is... You guys are... That... Yeah. It's insane what that army can do. It's so pesky, too, right? And you probably laugh. You're like, oh, I love it. It's a good reason to play them, you know? It's like Gilliman. You kill him off and he'll come back. He can get resurrected if you didn't know that. So, pretty cool. Yeah, Magnus said the Necrons are my favorite Xenos faction. Yeah, dude, they're fucking sweet. They are really cool. They are so cool. Jack Kiwi said, and Living Metal. That's right, man. The Living Metal. Yep. They're very cool. They're very strong, and they're just going to get better, dude. So you're in a good spot to be. If you're playing Necrons, you are fine. For this next year, you are going to be just fine, brother. GW's got your back. Magnus said, are you streaming tomorrow? I don't plan on it, Magnus. I do have to take care of a friend's dog. I also have to go to a storage unit, and I got to do a bunch of stuff there. So maybe at night, maybe I could put one up. I'm not going to say 100% yes, but I appreciate the consideration. So if I do plan on it, if tomorrow I got nothing else going on, maybe I'll just go live as just like a, why not? So it'd be cool to see you there if possible. Jackie Kiwi says, can't wait to try my Tau army also. Yep, Tau. Hey, Tau are going to they're always getting attention from GW. And not always, but like they have a lot of attention from GW. So yeah, you're in a good spot to be, dude. You're playing Xenos, like, especially Necrons, like you are going to get so many new models and like detachment rules and like there's so much that it's so fucking cool, dude. You're in a great spot. So a great faction to play in general. Oh, there you go. You got your Combat Patrol with the broadside and the commander to go with it. There you go, man. Yeah, broadsides are sick. Oh, they're so fucking cool. Those things are huge, man. I love the broadsides. Oh, the stealth suits and like all the things that Tau have, like their war suits are so fucking sick. They're so fucking badass. So I'm not a Tau player. I know Tau gets shit on a lot. I like to make fun of Tau, but like they have some sick fucking models. They really do. I know they're a little bit out of place in 40K, but like whatever, you know, they're just a different flavor. That's all they are. They're not like a huge threat to the Imperium yet, but they're freaking sweet, man. So, and then Magnus says, does GW still sell stealth suits? I thought they did. They're just the little guys, you know what I mean? They're just a little... I think they do. Pretty sure they do. Pretty sure. So, Jackie Kiwi says, I went to the double missile instead of the huge gun. Oh, that's a good idea, man. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Because it's got that big gun on the back. Dude. Yeah. The broadside's so fucking cool, man. It's an expensive model, too, by the way. That's such an expensive model, but it's so cool. It is so cool. Those things are fucking... That's something you have on your shelf, and you look at it, and you go, yeah, that's mine. It's like a Chaos Knight, you know? So fucking cool. So, that's awesome, man. Well, Jackie Kiwi, Magnus, whoever else is in the chat. I don't know if you're still on here. WC, he might have fallen off, and that's okay. It is getting really late. This is a longer stream than normal, but I do want to say I will be closing off this stream, and I'll be getting ready to go to bed here in a little bit. I'm getting kind of tired, so normally I only do a stream for like an hour, hour and a half, but hey, you're very welcome, Jackie Kiwi, for the Discord invite. Yep, absolutely. Thank you for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it, man. I'm really glad you're here. It's really nice to meet you. It really is. It's a breath of fresh air to have Necrons and like a Zenus player to join us because, you know, I'm Chaos. Magnus is like Imperial Guard, but he's thinking about doing a little bit of Chaos stuff. And then WC is Salamanders. So, but it's really good to have some variation in different army factions. So I'm really glad you could join, man. Yep. And then Magnus said, if it's too busy to stream tomorrow, then don't bother. I'm on a shift too as well, so I won't be able to until later. Oh, okay. Gotcha, brother. Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do a short instead. I did want to do a funny skit, so be on the lookout for that. I will be doing a funny skit coming up. So maybe tomorrow. No, my wife's kind of busy tomorrow, but I'll be working on a short. So I like doing funny videos, so keep your eyes open for that, guys. But other than that, everything we talked about, which there's still more to talk about. I got to talk about data sheets and everything, Magnus. So, and explain them and show them off a little bit. There is more to be said in future videos, but I will be calling this a night tonight. I do want to thank you very much for everybody who's still on here and for everybody who joined, for everyone who commented, and for our new subscribers, and for those who are now on the Discord. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And I'm really looking forward to more streaming, more videos, more shorts, and then being on Discord and engaging with y'all on there in the community. So I really appreciate it, guys. And then Magnus says, I hope it gets enough traction to get me 10 subs. Okay. Gonna try and get my shorts done by Friday. There you go, man. Make sure you put hashtags in your description. So like how I do it for my videos, just basically you can copy and paste what I do, dude. But you should be able to get a lot more engagement with your shorts that way. So give that a try, and I'll definitely watch them once they come out. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and be turning off the camera. Thank you all again. Much love, much respect for all of you. And I will talk to you later, stream later, and see you later. That's all I got. This is Travis with the Chaotic Crafter Zero, signing off. Awesome. All right, take care. Okay, good, Magnus. Yep, there you go. You already know, dude. Yep. Yep, that's what's going to get you some more traction. All right. Yes, sir. All right, see you guys. Good night.